check this right now, but I'm going to mount it so that everybody got it right in there. All right, there we go. All right, that should be perfect. I got to get rid of that keyboard. Yeah, something's running around down here. It's the second time I heard that. All right, we'll check the. Put it up. Keyboard gone. A lot going on tonight. Let's get this. This is my water. Get this called up. That's ready to go. I can put this one on. All right, I got both of them on. There we go. I don't like the way this is looking. All right, that's looking good. Yeah, all right. Let's make sure that's looking, we're doing good on YouTube first. Here we go. I did see you. There we go. Click on that. We're live. That's it. What do we got? We got it going. All right. Let's make sure we got sound. We're live. That's it. Yep, we got sound. Welcome, everybody. And all right, we'll do the. Welcome to our podcast. Let us know where you're from and what you're sipping on. And if you want to chime in, super chats get read on the podcast. So sit back and enjoy. All right, there we go. We got to put this there. I got that there. Is that in? I want to put that off so I can still read it. Is that it? I got to see if it's on. All right, is it in? All right, not now. It is. What is that in there? Is that actually it? Yeah, it's in there right there. Let's see if I can get it to go here. There we go. All right, that's good enough. All right, so we're good. So let's quick before. All right, we got 8:04. We got 10 minutes. Midwest Spirits in Columbus, Ohio. Is one of our sponsors, and they are sponsored because they make great bourbons and whiskeys. Right now, they are on 48 states across the United States on the shelf, and they are featuring their cast strength bourbons and ryes. This right here is a cast strength wheat whiskey. It's also, they have their cast strength wheated 4-grain bourbon and their cast strength pumpernickel rye, all available in your liquor store in the bottles in the 50s. For cast strength, this is like barrel proof cast strength. You can't go wrong. Priced right, it's everywhere. So you got to check out Middle West Spirits. Also, their Michaelone branch, which is their family bourbon, is fantastic. And then they are in Columbus, Ohio. They have just built an 82,000 square foot distillery that's been running for about 3 years now. But I will tell you that their craft distillery is still open for tours and tastings. Plus, they have their service bar restaurant that serves some fantastic food. So if you're in the Columbus area, you got to check out Middle West Spirits. And if you get there, let them know you heard about them on the Scotchy Bourbon Boys. Then Whiskey Thief Distilling in Kentucky, Frankfort, Kentucky to be exact. They're located on the Three Boys Farm, and it is truly a farm. Yes, JD, the dark pumpernickel rye is fantastic. Did I not get you the what? Did I send you the link?
I was wondering, is there any?
I'm live. I'm live right now.
You said 8:15.
Yeah, but I'm live doing everything pre.
Yeah, well, they can hear it too.
Yeah, I get.
Am I supposed to bring? Do you want me to get out all my Ironfish bottles, or
Just the one. The
just
weeded.
one Ironfish?
Yeah, the weeded.
Just the special weeded one.
Yeah, and then also the dark arts.
Which I have. Hold on, let me see. I think I only have one dark arts.
Yeah, get it out. Let me keep going now.
Well, hold on. I'm making sure. Yeah, I got one. I got cask strength, barely legal bourbon. Is that something? I don't know. What is the? I only got one, so I only got one.
You have cask strength, barrel. What is it? What is it? Is it how? What's the age?
6.5 years. Cask strength, 115 proof.
And then on the bottom, underneath the 6.5, it says.
Hold on. I gotta get it out. I was reading through it through the glass. It says. Wait, between what?
Just underneath where it writes how old it is, 6.5.
6.5 years.
Yeah, but underneath that.
Straight bourbon whiskey.
Okay, that's all I wanted to know. All right.
Okay, I did.
All right.
See you soon. Bye.
Yep, bye.
Boy's farm, and it is truly a farm.
Okay.
Yes, JD, the dark pumpernickel rye is
I'm gonna-
fantastic.
I got to turn down this. Okay, turn down. There we go. Welcome. Have you tried Hibiki? Yes, I have, Loyola. I'm from Clark County, Kentucky. Thanks, Anthony, for watching. All right, so we got the. Let me see if I can catch up to the live now. I might have to go. Usually you can just push it, but I guess I can't. It was on pause. Let's go out and come back in. There we go. All right. Let's go back to Whiskey Thief Distilling Company, Frankfurt on the Three Boys Farm. They have their distillery right there. They have their pot stills, 2 pot stills to be exact, where they're distilling almost at all times. They're fermenting. You get the tour, but they got 5 barrels out there for you to walk up to. They're going to thief right into your tasting glass, right from the barrel. And if you like what you're tasting, you could buy a bottle. You could buy a 375, you could buy a 750 milliliter, but you get to fill that bottle all by yourself with the Whiskey Thief. You could fill as many as you want. You can ask them if you want more than 1 bottle to thief 10 bottles. We've done this before. The rye there one time, I liked it, and the guy ended up buying the rest of the barrel and had them thief it right in and sell it right there. But Whiskey Thief Distilling Company, not only are they on the farm, but they also have a tasting room in the New Louisville area, and that gives the same experience in a really kind of cool bar whiskey atmosphere with great music. They've got, and I know they're going to be working on getting some food, but in each place, fantastic staff, fantastic ownership, fantastic people making whiskey. Lisa Roper Wicker and Kelly Tennille, all of them. It's fantastic. Whiskey Thief Distilling Company, they're just like us, uncut and unfiltered, every bottle. And make sure that when you go there and you've heard that, you tell them about that the Scotchy Bourbon Boys sent you. Also, here is the Kentucky Straight Whiskey. This one here, and then here's the old Jet Brothers. We are talking Neely Family Distillery. Royce and Rebecca Neely have done a fantastic job. They are in Sparta, Kentucky. It's a must on the craft distillery tour. They make authentic pot still whiskey, plus they make absinthe on an absinthe still from France. It's just fantastic what they do there. They got a great experience, including bottle your own. You take the tour, you see it. They're a true craft whiskey distillery. Fantastic tour, fantastic tasting. You got to get there. They're right across from the Kentucky Speedway. And what they do there is very unique, and they just put in their 3-chamber pot still, and I can't wait till that's running. I can't wait till we get to start tasting stuff off that still. So I can't wait. They are our newest sponsors. We welcome them. You got to get there, and if you do get there and you've heard about them here, you got to tell them that you stopped off at the Neely Distillery because you heard about them, us talking about them on the Scotchy Bourbon Boys. All right, so I've got all. Oh yeah, and then Alan Bishop is still around. He's not at any place specific, but he's doing lots and lots of stuff, including his If You Have Ghosts, You Have Everything podcast. His just current season was fantastic. I don't, okay. So you have to, you have to listen to If You Have Ghosts, You Have Everything. That podcast is amazing. He takes the best of the spirits industry and the spirits world and he combines them together for one fantastic podcast. And then also he has his One Piece at a Time Distilling Institute that you got to check out. One Piece at a Time Distilling Institute on YouTube is a distiller's podcast where he answers questions and from comments from the last time. And I haven't been so active on a show yet. I mean, I've got everybody texting me and whatever, but One Piece at a Time Distilling Institute. If you are a home distiller or a commercial distiller, this podcast is for you. You got to check it out on YouTube. And then I don't know what's going on. I got everything. Let's make my shirt look good. Let's straighten it out. All right. I've got Knobs coming on tonight. There's a chance that Rebecca and Royce Neely come on, and there's also a chance that Macaulay comes on. This is all going to happen. Plus, I didn't hear negative or positive from CT, nor did I hear negative or positive from Super Nash. So this could be a me podcast or a me and Knobs podcast, or it could be a party. And I'm looking forward to the party tonight. So there you go. I do have, if they come on, they're our new sponsor, so I just flip this around like that, and we got the Neely Family Distillery hat. I like that. That sure changes things for what's going on the visual. Would you say? It's okay. That is crazy. So, Brett Adams. Yes, with Whiskey Thief, but put it this way, they distilled their own whiskey, but when they started getting big and they can't keep up, they did do some sourcing. Mostly the sourcing comes from their single barrel program, but what goes out on the floor is a good amount of their juice, and so that is something that they're working on when they hired Lisa Roper Wicker to increase their productivity because they knew they needed more bourbon. So, and she has come on to do that. So that's kind of thing. I love what happens at Whiskey Thief. There's no other place like the party that happens. I would say I've been down at Neely Family Distillery, and the party that happens with Rebecca while we're there and a couple people, that's pretty cool. But when you're at Whiskey Thief on that farm, the party happens amongst everybody who's visiting and the staff. So kind of a cool thing that happens there. But for us, the Midwest Spirits in Columbus on our way down in the morning. And then, let's see, that just happened. I don't know. Oh, I didn't see that one. All right. So, but it's good to see JD and Brett on tonight. That's cool. Really appreciate you guys coming on. We're going to start at 8:30 and hopefully some guests start popping in. I should just for right now put up the participants on the side so I can see who comes in when they come in. All right, I'm going to start recording. Last podcast, I forgot to start recording. I didn't start recording till we were like halfway through the Booker's review. it got the Booker's review. I thought I was going to put a short one in. This was on Tuesday. I forgot to stop recording. I came down here this afternoon, and it's still recording. 81 gigs worth of recording. So I basically cached that out before anything because 81 gigs, trying to work with an 81 gig file, if you ever done that before, it doesn't work that great. So I can't wait. Oh, there is. All right. Kirk is on YouTube. He's in the house. Our number one fan. I'm looking forward to this podcast tonight a lot. Waiting for people to come in. It should be a lot. I have so many irons in the fire, but this Saturday, hey Steve, this Saturday, cheers, is July 25th at Mother Stewart's in the Dayton area. We are having the Scotchy Bourbon Boys Mother Stewart Whiskey Festival for charity. Tickets are still available, and I hope everybody's coming. I don't think I did send him. I think I did. I did absolutely send him, right? Let's see if I sent it. I'll go to my here. Yes, I believe that was Chris. Did I send Seth? All right, let me see. Is that the one? Yes, he is available. All right, we'll put that back out. All right. That's okay. That was Macaulay saying he can't make it, which is fine. That's right. No worries, brother. Worries. Thanks for trying. All right, that's cool. Macaulay was like, he can't make it, which is fine. It's like that's why when I put this out and I knew some people might be coming in, I really never, what would you say? It's out there. I got everything out there, and I did not advertise because I knew this was going to be kind of a hit or miss thing. I decided, but I'm ready to go either way. It's like, and I'm super pumped that that Knobs is coming on tonight, and Rebecca and Royce have a shot, and so does Walters. I threw it out to Walters Ausch, but I will say to anybody who's watching or whatever, if you want in, feel free. But I can't wait. We'll get you on, Macaulay, soon. We'll get him on one more time before we go down there, because I am looking forward to the Tuesday afternoon that we're going to spend with you at Kentucky Bourbon Festival. All right, there's a couple things. We'll get back to the Whiskey Festival happening at Mother Stewart's in the Dayton Springfield area. All right, and there you go. Knobs is coming on. There you are.
Here I am.
Oh, that's good. For a
What?
second, I could hear your air conditioner, and then it went.
I can turn it down.
No. It noise canceled it. You don't have to turn it down at all. Stay cool.
It'll get too cool eventually. I'll turn it off.
So I don't know who's exactly coming in. If we're going to get anybody else, I did. Macaulay was going to come, but he just said right at 8:15 he wasn't going to make it after all, which is fine. I threw it out short notice, and I didn't advertise him coming on, which is kind of what you know what I mean? It's kind of like if you send out something in the morning for somebody to come on a panel and they can't make it, that's fine, you know?
Yeah.
But having you on tonight, it should give a little bit of a different perspective of what's going on. So it's cool to have you on tonight. We're going to be talking about craft distilleries. I definitely am going to want your opinion.
I have one.
That is true. That's true. So we're gonna start at in about 9 minutes. So we got time to talk. You got you got that. Oh,
I brought out 3 bottles. This is my Dark Arts bottle.
yep. That's
So
cool.
two. And then I brought out the one weeded, not the sample, right? You wanted the full.
Well, the sample is Dead Man.
Well, you gave me a sample of the weeded as
Of my weeded. You could have pulled, you could pull your bottle, but you could drink the sample tonight.
I was like, are we gonna do a specific Iron Fish podcast? Because I know this is just craft ones.
No, this is not specific. This is
No, but will you do a specific one? So I should save the sample for the specific one.
Yeah, you might, because we might do it. This way you can keep that.
I think I gave you some of this. I don't think I drank it all myself, but I could have. This is the Mizunara barrel I brought out too.
Let's see. Hold on.
Which is delicious.
I remember the samples.
And then I got a good old. And then I got the good old classic. Look at
Yeah.
the Green River honey.
That is not a craft distillery.
It's not, but hey, it's
Which one? Oh, there it is.
With the Mizunara.
There's the Old Forester Extra Old.
Extra old?
I think I gave you the Old Forester Extra Old, and then I took this, and I took the Mizunara sample. But somehow, the Mizunara sample's not just sitting there. Oh, wait. What did we put it in?
That's it. 100%. A little jam jar full of it.
Yeah, this is the Mizunara.
So there you go. Mizunara.
It says,
I got my nice.
It says Mad Angler MZ.
Yep, Mizunara. That's it.
I wonder if it's going to taste like jam.
No, I disinfect those. And then I have a backup ice cube just sitting in this glass. It's hard to see. It doesn't like to show ice on the camera.
I see it. I see a big white ball.
It's supposed to be the Death Star. Oh, maybe.
That for a second. What? Yeah. Right. We'll put it in front and drop it. There you go. The Death Star.
There's the Death Star.
Hey, everybody. Yeah, there you go. It's just like I should go get my my Lego Millennium Falcon.
Do you know what this one is?
No, I don't. Oh, it's an octagon cube. It's like a dice.
Yeah, it's a 20-sided die.
A Dungeons and Dragons dice.
It is, but they make ice cubes, so why not?
Why not?
That's my professional.
Hey, look at my glass. Look at, see?
I know you have the crystal one. I just have
my glass. Here's my glass. There's no water or anything in it. It's empty.
My glass. And then here's.
Oh, that's just for old fashions. And you're supposed to be drinking craft distillery tonight.
I can't start off with one. You know what? Maybe I will make it old fashioned right now.
No, you're not supposed to make an old fashioned. We're not doing old fashions.
You, I'm making an old fashioned. Right
You're
now.
not. Hey, right here. All right. I got to start. I did start recording. Did you know? You probably weren't listening, but I.
What do I need? I need some maple syrup, some lemon, and what?
What? God, a cherry, and you need the maple syrup a cherry, bourbon, and that is pretty much, and then
The
some
lemon?
zest.
Some zest or appeal.
Yeah.
I'm not making an old fashioned right now, but I thought it was funny. Okay, I'm smoking the old fashioned too now.
I'm just going to be drinking complete. Oh, what did I do? Oh, I hung the hat somewhere. Oh, there it is. I'm switching the hat at the moment.
I'm wearing my Scotchy Bourbon Boy.
Here's the look at the Neely Family Distillery, our newest sponsor. I got that hat. But it's like when you wear hats for Tiny, anybody who wants to sponsor the podcast needs to make a backward hat with their logo. It's just the way it's got to be, right? And it's like now that we're getting so well, what would you say? I don't know. Does that I don't know. What do we got here? We're doing the fashion thing. Nah. I think we go with the backwards white. That's probably it for summer. We just do some summer stuff, right?
Sure.
Oh. Anyways, we're at 8:27. We got 3 more minutes.
We
Hey,
got 3 minutes to finish this to make it all craft tonight.
So there's
I
like
also have a little bit of take a guess.
So what?
I said I also have a little bit of this, and I said take a guess.
Coke, root beer.
Just a little root beer.
I like your shirt. I think
Yes.
So why with your camera do you not like? Are you leaving the top part so everybody can see your shelves?
Further down, I mean
A little bit. Further.
My head is perfectly in the center of the screen.
Yeah.
I use the little like triangle thing. I don't want you leave a little bit of head space so you can cut it off when the editing. Usually.
Yeah, I'd leave a little head space, but
I do. It is. I mean, that is my. It's easier to see if I turn it off. Hold on. It's actually look at that. I have so many bottles in the top now that you can't see the second and the third shelves anymore.
Yeah, it's good.
Can you make it? Can you make it anything? I can make out one.
I can make it all out because I gave it to you.
Well, no, but I'm saying where you know where they are.
Ugh.
This is the 1776 right there.
Right there.
Mm-hmm. There's the sample of the weeded. There's my Fallout sodas. If I go over here, there's all the Ironfish stuff I keep on the bottom because they have the short bottles, and they don't fit anywhere else.
Okay. So we'll get going in a minute. Can't wait to get going on this one. I've got a pretty good outline of it, so I'll be asking you a lot of questions.
And I won't know the answers to any.
But you're the panel. No. So there's a lot of. So as a younger person, who's now you have visited a couple distilleries, correct? Traverse City.
Two.
No, 3.
Oh well, is that really a distillery?
Traverse Distillery in downtown. Traverse Distillery.
That's their storefront of the downtown. I haven't actually been to like the Rick House and like to see the process. I've only been to the storefront.
A lot of times on places like that, the storefront's a strip mall kind of thing or a factory. They're in an industrial park. It's not all.
I know.
So their store face is where you really get.
We went to the one in Wisconsin, the huge one.
Well, J. Henry, with me, you,
the largest one I've been in.
Well, when you come back, I should take you to Middle West. It's an 86,000 square foot distillery. It's like being in Kentucky.
And then I was at Ironfish, and then technically you can say the
Traverse City and Traverse City. There's two of them.
Traverse City. Well, there's Traverse City Distilling Company, and then there's just Traverse City
Whiskey.
Whiskey. Yes.
Right. So you've been
to the. I've not been. Well, I've been again. Those are two of them, but those aren't
That-
distilleries.
That's where their tasting and experience are, so it counts.
No, I mean it's a tasting experience, but they have real facilities in the area you can go to.
Well, no,
Like
actually,
Ironfish.
no. Traverse City, that's that. They do that pot still, but they mostly source from MGP, and all they have at the place is a blending area, and they're building their new distillery out on the Wichita. But they've been building that for like 3 years. All right, we're gonna get going. I'm gonna start the recording. Everybody, there'll be a couple second delay, and then we'll get going. You'll hear the.
Wait, we misspoke. Just to clarify, it's Grand Traverse Distillery.
Yeah, Grand Traverse City Whiskey Company and Grand Traverse Distillery. Right. And then we always go to the GT liquor store, which is Grand Traverse. All right, I'm going to get going. I'm going to start it. All right, here we go.
Drinking dirty and sipping on some scotch. We get a little wild, but it's sure fun to watch. We love what we do, we're drinking every brew. Man, it's all sunshine, but we're telling the truth. Yeah, we're the Scotchy Bourbon boys, raising hell, making some noise. Yeah, we're the Scotchy Bourbon boys, we're here to have fun and we hope you enjoy. We're here to have fun.
Woo! Yeah! Fun! Oh. All right. Welcome back to another podcast of the Scotchy Bourbon Boys. Tonight we have Knobs in the house. Welcome, Knobs.
I'm here.
You're here. I got to switch you back over into the corner of the. Okay, yeah, the recording box is working. So tonight we're going to be doing craft distilleries. And I'm kind of excited about this. I didn't know what was going to happen, but it's really cool that you're able to come on tonight. One of the reasons you're coming on is because me and you, when I was up there, we went to a craft distillery. And the craft distillery...
We did go to two. We did. I double checked. The Traverse City Whiskey Company, that is their still house.
Okay. So there we go. So we went to two. We visited two. I mean, but at the same time, yeah, when we visited the Grand Traverse Distillery, that actually was pretty cool because they had, we've been coming up there for now, I think it's 3 years that we've been coming up. Kane's going to be 3, so this is the 3rd year for that.
What, I've only been drinking bourbon for
probably 4 years now. It's been 4 years since we've been coming up because that first year when you guys didn't have, before you had Kane, we came up and that's when we went. So we've been there. So we've been kind of going through that distillery's,
Progression.
yes, and it's progressing nicely. It's funny
It really is.
because I got the Lake Michigan one, which I was impressed with, and I might pull it out a little bit later.
I was gonna say, does it taste as good not on the lake?
Yeah, when you're there, it's just like you see it. It had great marketing, everything. Because if you know me, I love the marketing aspect. It's so cool. It's not so much, like if you get a bottle of Booker's, I'm kicking myself. I should have left that one bottle of Booker's with you. So
With me?
yeah, because it just made sense. But
I think I have one. I have one Booker's back there.
is it in a box?
Yeah, it's in a box.
Okay, so you have a bottle of
I have
Booker's, so
a
that's good.
bottle. Yeah, it's like, let's say a half a bottle. I've never touched it so far.
Okay. Yeah, that's not a good thing, to go. But and as far as real quick, I'll just do a little promotion for the Scotchy Bourbon Boys for everybody. We're www.scotchybourbonboys.com for all things Scotchy Bourbon Boys. We've got Glencairns and T-shirts and stuff like that. We've got our big tasting coming up August 8th, and if you're interested and you're in the Canton area, you should contact me because that tasting goes off the charts as far as you're going to be tasting 4 or 5 different fantastic bourbons. A couple of them are going to be super expensive. I love to do this. This is the once a year Crystal Glencairn and Crystal Decanter Club people who I throw a tasting for. Now, if the people can't make it, I have slots that I put other people and have them allowed to attend. So we've got 2 members, Randy Ford, going into the Crystal Decanter Club, and we've got Steve. Oh my gosh, I think his last name is, I want to say Chalk. Anyways, it just went, but I'm. Check. That's it. Steve Check.
Yeah.
That's it. Now it hit. It's just like, I know his last name because his wife pays all the Venmos because he doesn't have a Venmo. So I always get it, and that's in her last name is Check. And so, anyways, he's going to be the member of this Crystal Glencairn. So we're going to that night have a pretty good party. But the pairings are food. We pair food and light bites and other liquids with whiskey to just blow your mind. So that tasting's coming up. And then also we're on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and X, where you can find everything out about us. And then we're also on iHeart, Apple, Spotify, wherever you're listening, we're probably there. But whether you listen to us or you watch us, make sure that you do the things like become a member or become a member on YouTube, leave super chats, everything that's there. Our top shelf is pretty cool. You get special things, and we're going to be sending out the package real quick after you've been a top shelf member for 3 months, which Kirk is our first top shelf member. We send you out a t-shirt and Glencairn. So there's a lot of kind of things that you can get through membership and clubs and everything that we've got going. So make sure you check that out. All right.
You did, and very little don'ts.
Not a lot of ums, right?
Yeah.
Yes, that's the one thing that I hate that I do is if I know what I'm talking about, there won't be one But if I start to have to think about what's going on, I turn right into Ocasio-Cortez. So it's just like you ask her a question she don't know, and there's ums happening everywhere, and I'm just like, well, I got to work on that. So hopefully tonight, do you ever find? Well, I don't know. When you're doing your videos, when you're streaming, do you end up with those kind of things there?
Yeah.
And it's
like is my filler word that I always try to
get
past.
The filler word that I go to is People accept way over, like where you go, well, I think that was like whatever. But if you go, well, is way more accepted. The speech, I just did it. So I try and always go to us. But at the same time, when you think about it, that's it. So when you think about it, it's
I'm like
I lost. There we go.
ice cube is melting. I thought it would melt in the glass, but it's actually melting down the sides of the glass all over my table.
So we got a lot of people watching tonight. Tony Hampton, Frayed Not. He runs his. That's a good podcast. People should take. Ricky Edwards is here. Steve Pitts is here. Brent Adams, JD Fridges. So there's a good amount of people that aren't on all the time, but it's good to see them. And I want to do a shout out. Plus, we're having
because I'm here. You're here for me. They knew I was going to be on.
Yeah, I'm sure they did. I didn't even put you on as far as the guest. I didn't know who or what was going to happen. So the Facebook's visible, and I've got you up. Everything's going good. I can do that. Now I have to get, there it is, the podcast outline up there. So what it comes down to is from roughly 2015 to 2023, bourbon experienced unprecedented growth. Okay. Distilleries built warehouses, expanded production, and laid down millions of barrels fast forward in today. And when I got into this in 2019, the craft distilleries still had a little bit of a negative connotation to them, because when a craft distillery starts out, especially when they're competing against the big guys that have been around forever, since, you're talking about the Jim Beams, the Wild Turkeys, in the 70s and the 80s, there was only like 7 distilleries in the state of Kentucky. And they were big, don't get me wrong, making bourbon. But now I think there's over 125, something like that. So it's grown. And as craft distilleries were going, they basically start up, but they're starting in that boom, and people would go see it, and they would take their whiskey, and everybody did it a little bit different. Okay, some people sourced to get through. Some people made moonshine, for instance, Limestone Branch, which makes the Yellowstone, but they don't make Yellowstone there. They distill it in Louisville. But while they were doing their initial distillery to make what they made there, they were doing 1 barrel a day on a pot still. And they had to wait for it. They did these smaller barrels that were aging, but before they got product, so they did moonshine. And so in 2019, they were cutting off their moonshine right at that time when I went there. And they were talking about how people were getting mad because they had a following that loved that moonshine. But their whole goal was to be, so people do it all different ways. Some people, I'm watching Potter Jane, they used to work at Maker's Mark, and they went out and started their own distillery. They're through many different ways, selling their White Dog. They've got their spirits. It's a hard thing to get to that 5, 6, 7 years where your whiskey that you made starts, you know what I mean? That it's hard to get there. And there's different ways to do it. But in 2019, a lot of people were starting to approach it. Alan Bishop was at the Spirit of French Lake, was just starting. I was tasting their 2-year-old, but they were just starting to put out a bottle and bond 4-year-old, because they started in 2015 and it's 2019. So as through, their stuff started aging, and as it ages, it just starts to become. So right now, the craft distilleries, anybody who didn't know what they were doing has pretty much gone by the wayside, because when that bourbon boom initially was over in 2023, a lot of people, it really came down to now how whiskey. It's not, if you're making good whiskey as a craft distiller, this is not a problem for you, kind of thing. It's like, so they said, if you fast forward today, whiskey sales have cooled. Consumers are buying more selectively. Some major distilleries have reduced productions while still investing for the long term because whiskey planning happens years in advance. Everybody, hey Matt, good to see you. Nobody could see this coming. Okay, this is when they were distilling and they could see the market going and the market predictions. They didn't know when this was going to happen.
Oh, it's ready.
The tiny gong. It's like that. You named it after me. It's awesome. So my question to you, amongst you just kind of got into this. I mean, do you have a feel with your friends? Do you think bourbon is slowing down or simply just returning to normal?
Friends.
Just people you know. Isaac.
Let's ask the chat, because those are the friends I have.
Come on, you work where you work. Do you see people?
In the past 3 years, my son has purchased 0 bottles of whiskey or bourbon.
But the milk aspect is just going out the charts.
Yeah, the dragon's milk.
Yeah. No.
No, I mean, I actually think that I see my generation drinking less and less and less and less. Just like in general, it's too expensive to go out to a bar and order a drink. It's cheaper to go at home, but if you're at home, why would you go for a more expensive bottle when you go for a cheaper bottle and get the same results? A lot of my generation does not drink for the pleasure of drinking. It's a lot of a means to an end.
You're not okay. You're 27 years old. You're not your no. Your generation isn't unique at 27. You're not yet.
Well, it is a little bit unique.
No,
it's the lowest. It's the generation with the lowest consumption of alcohol
and the highest consumption of marijuana.
Yeah.
Yes. So you just switched it. That's part of it. But don't think for 1 second the means to an end at 27 is unique to that. It's exactly what you do at 27, especially through your 20s. I mean, you're coming out at the end. You got kids, so you're probably not doing, but you're still looking for. You haven't yet. Your generation as a whole hasn't yet understood. The control aspect of what you start to see some people fall by the wayside. Everybody's kind of getting their, what would you say? You're getting your legs underneath you, but you're still having your 30s. Then all of a sudden you got a little bit more money. Your kids are doing this.
Getting into the bourbon world requires some amount of capital. And I will say, even going to like the party that is of the Ironfish has 3 parties there. I'm the youngest by about 20 years.
Yes,
I don't see anyone over.
Well, we were at Ironfish this past, and there was some.
That is for eating, yes, for eating and having one drink. But I'm talking about the $350 club. For the exclusive bottles, I don't see.
But
I feel like a newborn baby, in this, and they're all and they're talking to me like I don't live down the street. I chatted up with this one guy, and he's like, "Oh yeah, we love the area. We're up here on our second lake house, and we're going on the boats. This is just so." And he's like, "Have you been out on any boats recently?" And I'm like, "Yeah."
So, wait, Kirk threw out a super chat and he says, "You can thank me later." So yes, having people come over.
Kirk, I did invite people over, and I gave them literal little sips of some good bourbon, and you should have seen them almost spit it out.
Who are you?
I offered more, and they genuinely just said no.
Shut.
And then got a beer.
Yes. You're still the kid. You're a kid, okay? Overall, from when you're a kid of the alcohol consumption aspect of this. I'm not saying, it's just that same thing when I was young. I when I was in my 30s, I got a bottle at Sam's Club of Jack Daniel's single barrel, and I thought, I had no idea what a single barrel was, and I Scotch. I didn't know it was a single barrel, one barrel kind of thing, and I bought it, and I had my dad drink it and taste it, because it was Jack Daniel's was $20 at the time. Actually, it's funny because
$200.
Jack Daniel's and Jim Beam have always been $20, but in the 80s when they were $20 for 750, that was expensive.
That's a down payment on a house.
No, that was expensive. That was the top. Jim Beam and Jack Daniel's were top shelf. Now they're $20, and they're an everyday drinker. It's so funny how things have changed. Their price never changed though. It's always been $18.99, $19.99, right in there.
It's Jim Beam and the Costco hot dog.
But what I'm saying is, when I was in my early 30s, I didn't really get into this until 2000. I'm telling you, 55. 2019, I was 50. That's 7. Yeah, I was 55 years old.
Yeah, you had to wait till
54, 53.
Having no kids.
Well, plus that helps. But I was into absinthe. I was into other stuff. But I drank a little bit of bourbon, but not like this. And this is kind of cool. You know what I mean? But you getting in on it early, there's no doubt that for your generation, you guys are dealing with some other things. But in my opinion, the quality of the alcohol that they've had to come up with, they learned the last time there was where in the 70s, where all of a sudden everybody started drinking other things. But this is not, they've been doing things to make it not your.
I feel like you kind of see it with like the beer and seltzer industry too. Like, I mean, there's a reason White Claws is so popular. People just want a shot of vodka in a LaCroix. That's what people want.
Well, that's what the want. It's just sweet.
Sheep? What are you, the wolf?
No, the sheeple, the people who just don't get, that are just, I mean, anybody who drinks a White Claw and pretends, oh my God, and pretends they like it, pretends. It's horrible.
The Mountain Dew.
The Mountain Dew, yeah, but the Mountain Dew is even worse. I'd rather drink a Mountain Dew. It is like, I would rather make my own Mountain Dew. No, I would rather put my own whiskey in my Mountain Dew than do what that was. That was like, no, that the Mountain Dew thing.
Vodka Red Bull. It's true.
Vodka. I mean, Red Bull has been going into Boilermakers and stuff like that. People have been dropping shots into it, rum shots into a thing. Red Bull's been a part of it, and the Red Bull part of it isn't so much taste. It's the fact that you get buzzballs.
Yeah, I literally think that's the most drank thing I see of my friends.
Yes, you guys are experimenting.
It's cheap. It's easy. It gets you where you need to be.
I don't know. You haven't been. I mean, how much is a drink right now at where you work?
Do you think I know that? Every time I get a drink there, you're sitting at the table. You should know more than me.
Well, I mean, it's not cheap anymore. Even when you go out, I mean, most of the stuff, things that used to be $4 and $5 are now $8 and $9, and things that used to be $8 and $9 is $12 and $15. I mean, to go out and have an old fashioned at the distilleries like we were when I was there, when we had those old fashions, they were $18.
Yeah, no, I get it.
I mean, we're dropping, for me, dropping 20 spots on each drink. I did that in like the early 90s when we went to New York, and we were there, and all the drinks were $20. But that was like 1990, 98, 99, 2000, early 2000. Now it's everywhere. It's just like, what is a drink? I want to know what a drink is in Manhattan right now. Somebody know? Because it's got to be $40.
It's killed the bars. Like, no one goes to a bar anymore.
Well,
The only time I ever see someone go to a bar is a pop-up bar, which has cheap gimmick drinks.
I've been in an awful lot of bars. Like
how many like 20-year-olds are you seeing in those bars?
Well,
like,
I've been in all the bars. I was like in Covington last year. No, I was in Covington. No,
they can't be wearing Sperry's.
Okay, I was in Covington last year in the summertime, and it was a party. There were everybody was out. I felt in a couple bars when I went in Lexington. I think it had to be 3 years ago. They had a vampire. I was in a vampire bar, and people were. Now this was right at the end of COVID.
That's what I was saying. Is that that's not a pop-up bar, but that is an experience bar. Like the thing that justify you to get out, like the speakeasy craze. And that
Speakeasies, yeah. I've been in crowded.
Are the gimmick? No one just goes to.
Yeah, but speakeasy, I'm not going to find you guys in it. No way. That's just too expensive. You're not paying $60 for a pour.
Okay, firstly, you don't know. I'm talking about the speakeasies that are like hidden event things.
Well, these speakeasies are hidden event things. They're in the wall.
You ever see them where like it's in the bathroom? Like the entrance is like. You go into the bathroom, and then like you open the sink is the door. They make a fake bathroom just for it. It's like stuff like that is what I'm talking about. Not just like a normal speakeasy. I'm talking like the literal hidden event ones. Like I watched a travel blog, and they were at like a volcano.
But also, you guys have to understand, you still have to burn your taste buds out. I mean, it's just once you get to be 50, you don't taste the same as you do 20. I watch so many people like who drink beer, like even guys at work who drink beer, they can't drink whiskey because their taste buds still are not up. They haven't gotten through that part. So anyway, so we're getting off the thing.
Yeah,
and so
some stuff. This ice cube is melting.
We asked the audience that now. So one of the things is, in this market, in my opinion, and actually doing the research, I think really the craft distilleries have a shot to actually benefit from this. And one of the reasons why, and we talked about this when I was there, is that a place like Ironfish, if they do their marketing properly, they have a limited fan base, and they really wants to get some stuff on a local liquor store, but they're not distributed nationally. They're distributed states. Maybe
they did say they were. Well, last time I checked, it was
Tennessee. There was like five states they're in. But what I'm going to say is what they put out as a craft distiller. They're not putting out massive amounts of whiskey because they don't have massive amounts of whiskey. They put out limited releases. And they're staple. And what happens is people, it's got to be good, but they create an atmosphere that you go see them, and then they release limited edition stuff. Like, for instance, we'll just start off with them. I've got this, and when we were there, you all can see that. I think that's blocking you. I'll pull it back here.
I do see that.
How's that?
They're in 38 states.
38 states. So they're getting bigger.
At least that's if I'm reading this correctly.
I think it means 3 to 8.
No, it says. I mean, it may just be delivery.
Yeah, you can order online in 38 states.
Yeah.
So what happens is when you can order online from the distillery in 38 states, they have to have the shipping, which that's something everybody's allowed now as a craft distiller. So that's part of the modern marketplace. Shipping is so much easier than it used to be.
Surprisingly, they don't ship to Michigan.
Yeah, probably because Michigan doesn't allow them. You got to go.
It's like I know they're home state, but it's funny. It's
So-
they're not shipped to Michigan.
But they've come up with this box, and what I found is they basically came up with the box, and they made it super rare. So what they do is they do their Mad Angler, which this was the Mad Angler. I think I left you with the Mad Angler,
You
right?
left me with the manifesto. So
The
box
manifesto.
came with Dead Man and Manifesto, and what's in the box right now? That's the weeded from the exclusive release from Whiskey Bourbon.
Yeah, that we picked up at the locker, and then they have this is Dead Man.
Yes.
And the Dead Man is the unique part of this. And the Mad Angler is a really cool brand that they basically teamed up with Michael Delp, who is a writer and poet and fisherman. And they basically worked with him, and he wrote the Mad Angler's Manifesto. I speak with the voice of water rivulet.
Oh.
Rivulet, right? Rivulet, rivulet. Brook, stream, and creek. For the white water in Lost Gorges, boiling cataracts. That's what I was right. Every place where the soul of wild fish gather to remind us of the power of hydrology. I speak with the name of rain, with the soft lips of condensation, even the dew which gathers each night. Every drop, another transition from sky to earth. I invoke the masses of insects to take over the world, to begin the hatching and mating, sure in the fact that tomorrow another dam will fail, another levee crumble, another river where you live will tire of its banks, and seek retribution on your lawn. Running up your driveways and into your basement. I praise the flash flood, the artisan well, the flowing hearts under our feet, the webs of underground rivers coursing through solid rock. I fish in incantations, genuflections, my body a living marker for the Earth's gauge, tidal fluctuation, flood tides, and freshwater seeches. When my eyes fall on rivers, I praise their transparency, their nature of shaping their ways as they move. Water's in my heart, churning in a white hydraulic, my tongue ongoing for a quiet pool, the skin of night settling in, mayflies on the edge of moonlight, sifting out the trees. I praise the lust for emergences, the urge to quit the job, convert the pension funds to river frontage, the sudden impulse to carry the fly rod into a meeting, the fly ripping the lips of your superiors. I embrace the chant of waterfalls, litany of holy rivers, Batten Kill, Firehole, Bighorn. I trust only the sweet smell of rotting cedar, the scent of mud banks festering with nymphs, the rivers rising in my blood like an illness, a fever sent by God of desire to make his presence known. Something jolting through the veins to replace the done deal, the raise with a corner office, the sole trader you most likely have become. That's the addendum 2026. Now, that's a writer. I don't know. It's what? How would you portray that? But the addendum of the Mad Angler brand is their brand of their pot stilled whiskey that they produce, and it's coming of age. They started. August will be their 10-year anniversary, correct? Yeah, they're releasing that 10-year bottle. And August 15th, I believe. And but they've created this with this writer. And when you buy the addendum or you buy the Mad Angler, you can come with a book. He's got books there. Actually, Michael Delp cut you in line, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, at the first party I went to, he walked up and said, "I'm so sorry, I'm running late. can I just please get ahead of you? And I said, sure. I'm not in any hurry for some free drinks, which you get with the party. You get 2 drinks. Assuming one is for your spouse or whatever. But if you come there alone, you just get 2 drinks and tastings.
Yeah,
Of everything they got going on. So it's a really good deal for the party. Plus, you pick up your bottle. There's food. There's usually some sort of speech given, what they're working on. And this next one, the 15th, they are having a barrel building as well as signing. And if you sign it and wait 10 years, in 10 years from now, you will get a bottle from that barrel as their 20th anniversary.
which is cool. Now, the reason why we're going through this as a craft distiller, the Dead Man is a 36 bottle release that when they make the Mad Angler addendum bottle each year, they take the ends of all the bourbon that they did to blend it, and the bourbons and the whiskeys, and put them together because there's stuff left over from the batch of each barrel. And they call it the Dead Man. Well, they basically released this in a 2, so you got the Mad Angler addendum, which is the manifesto this year. It's called the manifesto. And then you get the Dead Man, but they only have 36 bottles. So every Saturday they have a raffle.
They do have more bottles of manifesto, just not this.
No, manifesto. They don't have more
the
than
Dead
36.
Man,
The
yes.
Dead Man. So you're going to get the combo.
Dead Man is a 36.
A 36 bottle combo that you can win in a raffle. Which when me and you went, I didn't win. But when me and Mom went, we won. So we were able to get it. But it's a $300 combo pack. So it's $150 a bottle. But I think the manifesto addendum is $80.
I was going to say, yeah, it's more like...
And you can buy that at the distillery. So this is Mad Angler is not, I don't believe they...
Mad Angler is their brand.
For the distillery.
For the distillery of their weirder barrels.
But this is actually their own whiskey. Whereas Ironfish, their brand, is sourced with, as they keep coming on, they add a little bit more and more of their whiskey, so it's a mixture of the sourced whiskey.
And they have a lot of rye fields that they're producing currently, right?
Oh yeah,
I'm
well,
not sure if they don't have their own. I don't think they have their own corn, and they don't have their own wheat yet.
no, well, they grow rye on the property.
Yes, I mean they could.
Someone grows the rye for them, but they have it on their own property.
Yeah, it's their own property rye.
So then they have a club like similar to Gervasi, where you pay yearly, and then you get bottles.
Kirk asked why the angler is mad. I have the answer.
Well, he was mad in the poem, right?
Well, yes, but it is Michael Delp's alter ego, who is a self-described environmental crusader and water shaman, and his hostility towards those feral hogs of greed isn't so much invictive or, oh god, I don't know that word, diatribe?
Yeah, that's it. Diatribe.
As it is an appeal for sanity in a world gone mad. So it is an eco crusader.
Okay, so just getting through this right now, I'm going to pour some Dead Man in my glass just in honor of it. But I will tell you, and this is a 36 bottle release, but I'm just telling you, this is what the craft distilleries got to do and are doing to keep this market going. I mean, they have people coming out on a Saturday for 36 divided by 2 is what? 18 Saturdays where they're having 2 raffles for people to buy 3, expensive.
I was gonna say too, it's not I don't think it's this particular thing every Saturday either.
No, it is.
It's every Saturday. It's just the box. The
box goes up for raffle. There's only 36, and they're doing two of them.
was
No,
yeah, I thought there was
that's what
more-
it is.
Okay.
It's like that's how they're distributing these. So every weekend they have 2 people who are able to purchase this bottle. It's fantastic marketing.
No, one person.
2.
Oh wait, you're right too.
I
I'm wrong.
lost the first time, won the second time.
Yeah, you lost the second
You didn't go for the win on the second time.
I didn't. You're right. I didn't go for the win.
So, anyways, all right. So that's one of the
I was
things.
gonna say that I'm also gonna. This is with the whiskey club. There's only 200 bottles produced. That's how many slots they have open. But this is last year's release, the Mizunare that I'm having.
I should put that in one too. I'll put a little.
188 out of 200.
Okay, so now the other craft distillers distillery that I want to cover is, oh my god, it's sealed like it was canned. All right, we'll put a little of the Mizunara in there. Oh, that doesn't pour, it does not pour very. That don't pour very well. I'll put the other. I got it right here. I should. Yep. There's my rag. I will say cheers to the Mizunara.
Cheers.
So it's pot still. It's really good. I mean, it's fine.
I proofed it down a bit with my ice and left a little water in there because it is 133.5.
Yep. I have a little. That's the first I had tonight. So then Whiskey Thief Distilling Company, another craft distillery. And they basically they have a pot still. You go there. But they basically, everything is bottled there by the people who buy it. I mean, it's unbelievable, their releases. Now, they do single barrel releases that they bottle, but for the most part, you go there and you taste, and then if you want a bottle, you get to thief it with the Whiskey Thief right into your own bottle. So it's, once again, they're on the Kentucky Bourbon Trail. Now, this place, Ironfish, is completely out of, when you think about where it is in Thompsonville, but it's close to a party community.
Yes.
When you're talking about Crystal Lake and you're talking about the lakes up there,
honestly,
there's a certain amount of tourism that goes through.
Well, it's Traverse City, really.
Yeah.
And it's just out of the way to make it an event. But Traverse City we have a very large, summer months tourism, and that just brings it all to Ironfish, especially because Ironfish is being served at all the bars downtown. You can get it there.
Yeah.
I don't know a place in the Grand Traverse area
that doesn't have
Ironfish.
Right. They have Ironfish, but they don't have Mad Angler. Mad Angler's for the distillery.
I think their most popular is probably going to be one of their rye. They have a nice rye that they do, and then it's the maple syrup barrel. But
now, so when you get into Whiskey Thief, they're right next. They're 15 minutes from the Buffalo Trace Distillery. Great location. Where they're at, as they evolved, they have a great staff, and they set up a unique experience that's similar to what they've got going out at Ironfish, but it's bigger. I mean, they've got, they can do a festival, they could do live music, events.
Well, I feel like that's a little unfair. It's like you're in the bourbon capital of the world. Of course, you're going to be bigger.
Yeah, but they're still a craft distillery. Pot still, what they're doing, they have to source to an extent, but then now they're increasing their volume. What it comes down to, again, this market that we're in, okay? Perfectly, this is where you show you can really shine. And a place like Ironfish, a place like Whiskey Thief, a place like Neely Family Distillery, it's how they're doing it. And it basically, you get the people who still want the experience. They still, when they're on vacation, want to go drink whiskey. Go ahead.
I feel like the craft places are coining the market, as you would say, and then mainly because what is it? JD in chat made a good point a while ago that he said flippers, but I think the more commonly known word is scalpers.
No, they call them flippers, or they call them, yeah, they're
It-
called
it's-
flip. This is called flippers. Are what they call the people who do the whiskey, who basically have businesses to buy it. They pay people to wait in line and get them a
Yes,
bottle,
yes.
and then they
But-
sell it on the secondary market.
Yes, I understand that, but that still would technically be scalping.
Well, right,
Flipping-
but within the industry, it's known as flippers.
Okay, I feel like flipping though kind of puts like that you're doing something to it, like house flippers. Like they're not doing it well, but they are changing the home to make it look where they're not changing. They're not like mixing their own, combos of different bottles. They are just reselling. But yes, but the scalpers are a big issue. Like I saw, even with my non-bourbon feed, I have very little bourbon in my feed. I saw a post about someone being a bottle of Booker's for like $2,500.
Yeah,
it was just like, and
but
like,
but
okay,
that's a specific Booker's that's no longer. It's just like
no, it was the new one because everyone in the comments were saying that MSRP was $80 if you could get it. And it was like the new release, brand new release, whatever.
Nobody would pay that. That's not.
Well, that's the thing. No one would pay it. It was sitting at the top of a bar for just the prestige of having it, just to rip off the person stupid enough to buy it. And that was the whole point.
But that probably, in my opinion, wasn't the newest Booker's. I mean,
Okay,
it comes out at 80. I mean, there are Bookers, like for instance, the one behind me signed by Fred No, or the one that was distilled by Booker. Booker's been there for a long time, has been dead for a long time, but he made he distilled a lot of Bookers, and it's still out there, and that's how it goes.
This scalping and flipping doesn't really happen.
Yes.
In craft distilleries.
Okay.
Not
No. It doesn't. It doesn't.
Yeah.
Now, the Dead Man, I don't know.
Well,
maybe, but no. No, for the most part, that's the thing. Craft distillers, you're basically buying their whiskey and they're making enough whiskey to have their experience. You experience them. And then if you want
really good, and you can also take that experience home with you.
Right. And if if it's local, if it's one of your local distilleries, you can they're there. You can then go buy it at your liquor store. It's not, and then that is what I'm saying right now. And O'Sheen Smith, who basically is with the Bard distillery, and they're fantastic. Asks the question, what size though does a distillery move away from craft and into a different territory? I talked with Harlan Wheatley, who is the master distiller of Buffalo Trace through Sazerac, and when he started, he considered Buffalo Trace a craft distillery.
I was gonna say, can I offer my just what I think changes it?
Hmm?
I was gonna say it's probably the distiller. Their perception, the master distiller's perception of the brand and everything, because when a master distiller moves away from a lot of single barrel and
well, but you got to remember. So if you look at Buffalo Trace right now, they've been upping their production to meet the demand, which all their main stuff, but they're still doing craft distillery experimental stuff. So I think what define in the same thing, they built a craft distillery for Freddie No at Jim Beam so he could do craft distillery stuff on a smaller scale. And those things get released, So it really comes down to What I'm talking about is, I think, for instance, it's amount of market that you're distributing to. And right now, the essence of the craft distiller, like you're talking about Ironfish, or you're talking about Gervasi, or you're talking about the Spirit of French Lake, or you're talking about Neely.
When they gave him his own stuff to do craft. They have another guy doing the main stuff.
Well, they're still, yeah, they got lots of other guys doing the main stuff. If
Yeah,
it's funny, if you go to a pot still, it comes out. When Alan Bishop was there, it's coming out, and it's probably a little stream about 2 inches, right? You go to Jim Beam while they're distilling on their still, and it's coming out like a fire hose. I mean, you are talking about, it's just splat, coming out insane. And it's coming out all the time at that. It never stops.
But it's
Now,
like
pot still, but a pot still, if you have a normal size pot still, not this giant, massive, industrialized pot still, that helps you be a craft distiller, because you have to make batches of, you basically ferment, you fill the tank, it starts and it ends. The batch ends. On a column still, for instance, in Kentucky, or Middle West Spirits. Now, Middle West Spirits was on a column still that he got going 24/7, and he was a craft distiller. Ryan was a craft distiller, but when he built an 86,000 square foot distillery, he's no longer, in my opinion, I think they're in between right now, because their main distillery, they're doing contract distilling. They're making a lot more of a lot of other stuff that they're doing. He did build it to be a little bit more, his craftiness came through in the large distillery. But at the same time, when that starts to hit the market, because we're about 2.5 years into him running it, when that stuff starts to hit the market, that is now no longer craft distillery. Now, he said he's keeping his craft distillery open because he wants to keep exploring. So the question is, does the craft distillery, or the big distillery who basically has built on a craft distillery, or a craft distillery who's built on a big distillery but keeps running the craft distillery, still qualify as a craft distiller? That's a big question.
And I think that's up to the master distiller running it.
So this is my opinion. Craft distilleries create relationships with their people. You can't shake Jimmy Russell's hand every weekend. Now, Jimmy Russell does come out and shake hands and meet people. That's kind of cool, but he no longer makes the bourbon. I mean, he's part of it, but he's not actually making it. But you can actually go to a craft distillery and meet the owners and the distillers easily. They're there. I mean,
like, who do we meet at Ironfish? We met
Jeff. He is the head of production.
He is the production, but we also met
the distiller on the podcast, which his name was Will.
There was two that one was the master distiller, one was the, I don't know what his title would have been. But
yes, you get to meet everybody who, now if they start to get bigger, you
go to the parties and they're also there. Like they're hanging out.
I mean, if you go to Jim Beam, it costs a little bit more, but the parties are similar.
$125 plus a bottle. I mean, you're paying $350 for 3 parties.
Yes.
So like one, and you get 3 bottles. I mean, that's pretty good of a deal. Like,
it's a great deal. But I mean, $225, you can go to. Well, I don't know what it is now, but there's dinners with Jim, Fred, and Freddie. No, I mean, that's how I met them. So but see, the large distilleries also understand how important the craft distillery, the craft distillery experience is to meet them. They give them that you have access. They're industrial people. They're not rock stars. They're basically people who produced good whiskey, but the marketing of meeting that person who produces the whiskey that you want, that is irreplaceable. It has to happen.
Oh yeah, I feel like there's even an aspect of like when they're down to earth, it's more relatable, and you have this want to support them more.
Right.
Like a down to earth guy that is a master distiller, you're going to want to buy what they're doing because you want to support the people. Because I think that is the craft distilleries are about the people.
Right.
They're for the people and about the people.
All right. So, well,
It's like, I mean, again, it's same thing with McDonald's. I mean, you know, everywhere you go, I mean, Buffalo Trace, Jim Beam, like they're all gonna taste the same throughout the entire country. Like they're all coming realistically from the same place. They're all being distributed from where they are. It's like, again, it's the original idea of McDonald's. Let's not say now. I don't want to compare them to modern McDonald's, but the original idea of McDonald's where it's the same quality everywhere. Where just craft distillery. I mean, I don't want to don't name names, but there's probably been a couple of craft distilleries you've been to that don't taste good, that are bad.
put it this way: there used to be, they're gone. Now, now there's not anymore. The craft distilleries that I go to and the people sending me this to taste is phenomenal.
Do you think though that that's because of you getting bigger and not the craft distilleries getting better? Because there's probably some craft distilleries bad, and that also means bad marketing, which don't contact you, and that means they never get tasted by you. Where when you're smaller, you were searching them out. And that's what you taste.
I never was searching them out. I would say that people have always contacted me. I would send out a thing and people would contact me and send me the stuff. Now they're just sending me the stuff. I'm tasting a lot more from craft distillers, and every craft distiller that I taste, or the people who are blending all this, the quality is way up over what it was. You could get stuff that wasn't good.
I mean, are we getting to a point where like in sports right now, we're getting to the peak performance of players. Like we're getting to the human limits of the world record for swimmers, the world records for runners. Are we getting to like on the distilling? On the distilling aspect, are we getting to like techniques that can't really be bested? That are like commonplace. If you know how to do it this one way, you can't really make something bad. Do you know what I'm saying?
You're right. I think you're at but we're beyond that. Most people that are doing it are taking it to that next level where it used to be.
That's what I'm saying. Is like they're getting above it, but like even Ironfish with the IV drips, like that's something unique, individual.
Yeah,
is producing really good.
But that doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to be better. It's just a different way of doing it to see if it does better, and it worked out. Okay, so the last part,
but
the craft distilleries have. It used to be that they were too young, and then it was grainy, and they were too overpriced but now they got 5 to 8 year stocks. They're mixing and blending stuff, plus they're doing their own stuff, and then they got better. They've learned their barrel programs. They have experienced the person who started blending has been blending for years now and has better stuff to blend.
But with like also as MGP like up their production as well. Small distillers.
No, actually, they're all getting so much that MGP is experiencing they have too many barrels. It used to be they had so many because they needed it, and now they got aging whiskey all over the place for cheaper because of the fact that these craft distilleries are starting to use their own whiskey because it's old enough. So and then they're also getting more consistent releases.
But that then makes it cheaper for a small distillery to get started by purchasing the MGP.
Well, starting it, but nobody's starting in this market because the investors are no longer there. Okay, well, I mean, the person who's passionate, might be able to start it, but for the most part, starting is it. But what's happening is at the right time when this cutoff happened. I call it a plateau. It's just flatlining. It's not going down, but it's not going up. But when this happened, the big guys had to stop and slow down because they were geared up, full out going. and they had to back off because they have enough for the next 7-8 years. And then when you're talking about the craft distilleries, what it's backed off to on the big guys, they're not experiencing because they're not on the shelf throughout the whole country. They're selling to the country through their websites, and they're on the shelf locally, and they still can reach personally to the local market. So this slowdown has been a great thing for the craft distillers because they weren't producing too much. They were producing what they could produce, but they're not even close to producing too much like the big guys were. I mean, the one Asheen says it's just the squeeze on the market. If you want to make bourbon, it has to be the best. It's like that with any spirit now too. And I agree. You've always had to make, you should have been making quality spirits. If you didn't know what you were doing and you were making crappy spirits, or you had an owner who just wanted to cut prices.
I'm gonna disagree with that for everything but vodka, because cheap, easy vodka. I mean, there's the reason they called it the Special K in Ohio. Kamchatka was just like what everyone drank, just because.
You're coming out of that market. I mean, even now, some vodkas, as you get older, whatever, people want a little bit quality, so the hangover is not so bad.
Of course. But all you needed in college was a $12 bottle of Kamchatka, which was like a gallon of it, and a Brita filter.
Yeah.
That's all you needed. You just run that thing through a Brita filter 5 or 6 times, and it tastes like Grey Goose.
Anyways, so the segment, the last thing of that, what are the challenges? Craft distilleries still face enormous hurdles.
Wait, before the challenge, do you want to try the dark arts?
Well, we'll get there.
Okay.
We'll get there.
We're the last thing, though. So
No, this is not the last thing.
Oh, you said the last. That's what you said.
No, okay. Craft distilleries face enormous hurdles. Distribution, getting into the stores is incredibly expensive. Shelf space is limited. National brands dominate. But that's right where the slowdown is, where the national brands were owning it. They basically, that's where it is. That's where the slowdown is. And so,
well, how hard is it to get into like a Walmart or a Meijer in a state that allows the alcohol purchase in those stores? Like, how hard is it to get on those shelves?
It's hard and expensive. I mean, it's through distribution. You have to pay your distributor, and he puts it where he thinks it should go. They actually, so what the way alcohol works is, when you're a distillery, once the distributor buys it or once the state buys it, you've made your sale. Now it's on them to sell it at what price they want to sell it. But they're not going to just keep coming back if your stuff's just going to sit on the shelf. So that's why distribution is hard for a small place. But people are doing it. I mean, Dark Arts, as he keeps going, although he's not a craft distillery, he is blending and doing it, and he's doing his art is the craft of blending, and then it's all the barrels that he can buy. Now, consumers compare everything to Buffalo Trace, Wild Turkey, Elijah Craig, Knob Creek, and when those bottles are $35 to $60 and a craft bottle is $90, it has to be exceptional. Now, I will say, as when we're talking about a cask strength bourbon that Middle West Spirits is doing, so as they transition from a craft distillery to a bigger distillery, they're putting their barrel strength out at $54.99. That's right in there where it needs to be. That's maybe when you're no longer a craft, but there's a lot of other people who are crafts that the bottles aren't that expensive. Like, for instance, the Mad Angler was $80, right? But at the same time, the Ironfish stuff is, well, I believe their Ironfish bourbon there was $34. So they're right there with Knob Creek and whatever, right? And they're a craft distillery. Large companies spend millions of dollars. Craft distilleries depend on podcasts, festivals, YouTube, Facebook, word of mouth, and getting out within the community.
The Mad Angler is actually only 56.
The manifesto?
I mean, yes, it's the only one they sell. I think is the manifesto. It doesn't say the manifesto on it, but it does just say the Mad Angler Bourbon, which I believe.
Okay, there you go. So they've matched the market. Now, in today's what is the current consumer trend? Okay, today's drinker wants quality over hype, better value, transparency, grain to glass stories, single barrels, bottle exclusive, and distillery experiences. Many analysts describe today's whiskey buyer as a drinking more intentionally rather than buying every limited release. Now, I will say that that is actually, when you think about it, right there is what the craft distilleries are doing. They got the quality over the hype. They're a better value. So they've all been lowering their prices, right? Just what you said. Transparency. They tell you what's going on. Grain to glass, that's every craft distiller, right? Single barrels, obviously. Bottle exclusives, that's where Gervasi and Ironfish and the old Carter Social Club, they all get that. And then they give you an experience. You got to give them an experience. I tell you, Whiskey Thief gives you one of the best experiences you possibly can be on. There's a place called Jay Mattingly across the street from Buffalo Trace that gives you a blending experience unlike no other. So each craft distiller has to define their experience. And Ironfish isn't somebody who, they basically hired a pissed off fisherman writer to do a bourbon.
It's not only supporting the local business of the arts, but as well as putting the local Michigan spin on it.
But I will ask you this: when he asked to go in front of you in line, did he seem angry?
No, he was the nicest guy ever. And that's why I read it for you though. It's his alter ego.
Okay.
It's the things he wished he could do in protecting the waterfront and whatnot.
But I will give you this also. The tourism matters, right? How many bottles have you bought simply because you visited the distillery? So getting to the distillery, plus when you're on vacation, you've got some extra money put aside so this is where the craft distilleries, unless you're tourisming in Kentucky to visit the big guys, but this is where the craft distilleries are just going crazy.
Vacation here, and you see at the local party store a local brand, the Ironfish brand, and then you get that just to try it,
and then
you're gonna.
And then, what do craft producers do? Tours. Here's the check mark. Tours, restaurants, cocktail bars, gift shop, and events. These experiences often generate critical revenue beyond retail shelves. I mean, Ironfish. Tour, yes. Restaurant, yes. With a really good chef. Cocktail bars, yes. We sat at their cocktail bar.
Okay, I'm gonna be honest with you. I think we got special treatment. When we went, that was the best food I've had there. But when me and Ellie went and we were nobodies, it wasn't that good. It was like no. It wasn't as good as that. It was very good, but it wasn't that good. Like I got a bunless barbecue pork something or other, and they filled a bowl, an entire bowl with barbecue pork, and you got a pizza. And I swear to God, they just did something. They extra cheesed, extra sauced it. And I watched the girl behind the counter go, these guys are VIP.
We are VIP. I mean.
We were.
Yeah, but also know Walker said he doesn't wish for levies to fail. Walker, that is the Mad Angler's alter ego. That's the writer's alter ego. He doesn't really wish for it. It's just he was writing.
He wants everything to return back to nature to catch the best fish.
So also,
I will say with my generation, I want to bring this up because I have only ever seen one bottle online that I've been like, oh, I want that. And I'm not sure what the exact marketing is, but it's Rare Character. Is that craft or is that bigger?
Rare character. What about no? They're rare characters are blenders. So and they're but
Well, I'll show you what the one bottle that I've seen that I have been like, oh, I would love this bottle as a young person.
yeah.
And it's the Costco hot dog bottle.
I have a rare character with a lion on it.
I know you have a rare character, but there's something about a
but rare
Costco
character.
hot dog single barrel.
Did you? I saw that there was a ranch dressing beer. No,
Exactly.
I mean,
exactly.
yeah,
It's
they're
just
going
like
after. They're going after the retarded aspect of your generation. And I'm gonna drop the retarded. No, beer shouldn't take. No. So y'all dip your pizza in ranch dressing, and you use ranch dressing in a way. But I draw the line. I draw the line at beer. It's beer. I draw the line at beer. You want to know what I think of that beer? I don't like. God damn it. Anyways, let's get. Wait, we gotta keep on. We gotta keep on the thing.
No, this is a clickbait moment. You're retarded.
My
generation knows what's right in this market.
Right. Ranch flavor. Let's go with ranch flavored beer. Yeah. Oh no. Anyways, all right. So
ranch dressing in my bourbon and mix.
okay, so we're gonna finish up with this topic, but then we're gonna go bring people on a panel, and this panel is gonna be organized, and I'm gonna ask everybody questions this time. So when I go on this one, this is what we're going to do. We're going to finish up with the small crap, but then I'm going to do a lightning invite. We're going to invite everybody on. I'm going to keep recording. I'm not going to end it. And I'm going to bring everybody on for this. Okay. So this part is the debate topic. So this is why the big guys are kind of peaked. Okay. The secondary market has finally peaked. Okay. Flippers, Facebook groups, bottle hunting. And the reason why it peaked, in my opinion, is because the distilleries started charging more for their bottles. So it used to be Russell's 13 comes out at $80 and it's selling for $500-$600 on the secondary market instantaneously. People pay up to $800-$900. Pappy comes out. People pay for Pappy Van Winkle 12-year, they're paying $1,000-$1,200. I mean, it's just crazy what was happening. So they've raised their prices so that Russell's 13 comes out and it's $169.99, and it's not as lucrative for those flippers anymore. And then they can't pay as much for can't give somebody $100 to stand in line, buy a bottle at $160. Now you're at $260 and sell it for $300. You're only making $40. So the secondary market has really toppled. Okay, that's one thing. And the distilleries are one. People have some of those bottles. It's just like it's not what it used to be. Then are unicorn bottles becoming easier to find? What we're looking at is what they were making less of because they weren't meeting market demand. They've started making more of, and they're meeting it so that they can sell it at the price they're releasing it at. And then many enthusiasts have noticed better availability of some previously hard to find bottles, even though the most sought after allocated releases still command huge demand. So there's still a demand, there's still people doing it. But what that took them down, the big guys down, because the demand and everybody got unicorns and everything. And then the craft distilleries are filling in for locally, people can get a taste of Kentucky or a taste of Ohio locally without having to travel where they've already traveled to. So that's kind of where we're at, okay? So let's throw out the invitation. Anybody who wants to join us on Facebook, I'm going to throw this out, and we're going to have...
Are we going to taste the dark arts?
Yeah, we'll do that with everybody on.
Okay.
This is 9:46. This is a half-hour panel that I will finish at 10 o'clock. That's nice.
Or whenever we finish it.
No, I'm for the actual podcast. I'm going to finish at 10:15. All right. I need to find the invite. Where is it? Okay. Oh, there it is. Copy invite. Copy invitation. Here it comes. All right. I need this. Everybody, this is a treat on... that wasn't right. There we go. Write a comment. There we go. Here it comes. Here. Yep. I invited anybody who wants to come in. We're going to ask a couple questions about the market. I would have...
Where'd you send that?
Facebook.
I don't see it in the chat.
It hits. It takes a while.
There you go.
There we go. All right. Just click away. Come on in. Or anybody who wants in, we're waiting.
I'm drinking this Dark Arts.
All right.
Great bourbon whiskey, 6.5 years. There's Walker, our ranch-covered man.
Oh, good. Well, it link worked this time. I've been linkless, and I don't mean because you didn't do it right. I mean because my Facebook didn't want to cooperate the last couple of days. I'll be in my room here in a second.
I hate it when I go linkless.
Yeah, it was frustrating. It would have a red color background on Facebook, and it wouldn't let me click the link. And then when it would let me click the link, it would just not do anything for a while. It was weird. But it's good now.
It sounds like Meta.
Yeah. But yeah, the story behind that set is I was working at a summer camp for one summer, and they did a skit.
Sounds like
instead of actual shampoo in the skit, they lathered my hair. It was a skit with a midget, that has like hands or feet where the hands should be, hands from somebody else, all this other kind of stuff. And yeah, the shampoo was made of ranch, and I smelled of ranch for 3 days. It was not pleasant.
I mean, I don't know. Ranch smells pretty good.
Not when you have to live with it 24/7 for 3 days. I could not get that smell out of my hair, no matter how much I washed for a long time. So that was before
terrible,
I ate ranch, which made it worse. Now I like ranch, but I didn't back then, so that made it even worse.
So why does wait? Click on the link. I'll give Ricky the link again. He's here. No connection.
It's hard not to like ranch.
People in your browser, you got to update it.
It is the all-American condiment.
You got to update your browser. But Facebook just does not update fast.
No. But even though I had it updated, it had some issues. Sometimes my browser or my Facebook will be in green, and today it worked and it was in green. Sometimes it will be in red background, and for whatever reason, I can click that link as many times as I want. It will not do a thing. I don't know what the setting is. I don't know what the issue is, but it wasn't an update. It was something else. So I'm just glad it worked for me today.
Make this stuff.
Wow. Well, there we go. Everybody's coming in on that link. It worked.
Yeah. Cheers, Randy.
Guys.
Here it. All right. Ricky's coming in.
Yeah, I think I was leaving a 3 out of the middle of my number. I got it.
And O'Sheen's coming in too.
Yeah. Kirk's coming in.
Kirk's coming in.
What just happened to me?
What'd you do? Bite your lip?
No, the ice cube froze to the glass and then broke off during my sip, which just splashed my entire face with this bourbon.
Gotta be careful, bro.
I think what happened was all the old men just came on to tell you how they pissed them off this afternoon. That's what I think's just happened.
All right.
He tells me before it starts. That's what he does. He says, piss off as many people as possible.
I walked up. I went and moved the carpet. I moved the dining room table and rolled the carpet up that I wasn't going to do till this weekend. Just
That's because I got you little.
I think he is. It's just.
Well, I'm glad I missed all that stuff. I deal with these people all day long.
Who? What? Did you just say these people? Who people?
People between 20 and 40.
That's a little ageist of you, Randy.
It is. It's very,
Well,
it's very ageist.
If you want to be ageist, if you want
the ones that I deal with, some of them are the best people I've ever met in my life.
But if you want to be
and others, I wonder how they get out of bed in the morning.
But you could be ageist towards Randy and just say 65 and above.
You could nail it and say 60 and above, and get your dad too.
No, he likes me.
I mean, both of you qualify for the early bird special. So
I do.
Oh, that happened.
And guess what? Well, I also qualify for the senior discount. I used to love it because I could get the senior discount and the student discount and get them both at once.
See, that's why the difference between me and Randy. I have not used one senior discount yet because I refuse. Because I'm not a fucking senior.
Well, they just automatically give it to me, and I'm not going to argue.
Well, they don't give it. Not me.
Well, take your hat off, and they will.
I don't.
I mean,
I won't.
You think that senior discount would pay for all your beer dye?
I wouldn't even have to have a senior discount to pay for all my beer.
I really don't think we drink White Claw here. If you look at people on the channels.
Nobody drinks White Claw.
I'm tapping into a new market of viewers.
Yeah. All right, guys. I said.
If you think if you think that when you hit our age that you're not going to be a whiskey and bourbon connoisseur or something like that, you are mistaken, my friend. So just one sec here. Sometimes the old things are the best things. But another one thing I want to tell you too, there is no man on the planet, no man anywhere that wants you to be better than him, than your dad. That's a fact with everybody. So, and I think you know that too, but Seth, I can understand where you're coming from with the expensive stuff and all that thing. I remember when a Snicker bars was a dime and it was twice the size almost. So, I get where you're coming from. You said a lot of valid things, and what you do say is valid, kind of thing. But never say never, because you'll be at this point sometime too, and us old men will be dead and gone. We'll be pushing 6 feet of daisies, and you'll remember some of these conversations. My friend.
Yeah, but we'll be looking down from heaven laughing.
That's true.
What? That he's getting drunk off his ass nightly on my collection.
I mean, I was gonna say the moment he goes, that's about like what, $8,000 of bourbon going to my house.
What do you mean 8,000?
About 80.
80,000.
Jesus. I mean, I got 4 bottles that cost 8,000.
Your funeral is gonna be catered. We're gonna be open bar.
Yeah, we're pouring the rest of that Booker's. We're pouring the rest of that Booker's 2016 rye on your grave.
I'm not gonna bury you. I'm gonna fucking fill your hole up with bourbon.
Okay.
That old granddad you showed.
Okay, at least you referred to my grave. You're gonna fill my grave with bourbon. What hole are you filling?
The grave hole. The hole you dig.
All right. So here we go, guys. So
let's get back to. I've got work to do.
Okay, here we go. The reason why I took you all on. The first question, I'm gonna start with Ricky.
Yes, sir.
Which craft distillery has surprised you most out of craft distilleries?
Oh, wow. You know, I'm not going to really answer that because I really don't know who all hears this directly. But everything starts with a dream or an idea. and when people put their compassion into it and they go on with it, I don't like tomatoes, but when I make tomato juice, it's the best fucking tomato juice that was ever made.
My buddy from Montford.
And man, yeah. Don't put me on the spot to tell people directly or anybody. I have a lot of bourbons that I enjoy drinking and whiskeys. I drink a lot of whiskey. I will tell you this, I drink a lot more whiskey than I do bourbon. I want to say that Heaven Hill's done a really good job when they came around and set their stuff up down there. It'll knock you down. I always said take a half a shot of the first. You can give them Old Crow after the next. It's good stuff. So that I'm just going to leave it at that.
Okay. So
I asked the question: Is Heaven Hill considered? I mean, they're so big now. Are they still considered a craft?
I don't think so.
not at this point,
Okay,
but
well,
they were.
I was going to say I wouldn't call them a craft distillery at this point.
And with craft distilleries, it's a dream. Everything's a dream. I mean, you bleed into it. I mean, if you want the truth, I have the best craft distillery in America. But I only make about 20 gallons a year. So,
See, I would have to. Do we count blenderies?
No, it's a craft.
Okay.
They got to make their own. I mean, blenderies are
Okay.
part of the craft
So what?
industry, but we're
Old
talking
Carter
about.
doesn't count. Old
No.
Carter doesn't count.
No.
Yeah, I've got the old hand crank. I ground my apples and I core them and I grind them and I grind my pears and I grind my stuff and I make my own stuff and then I build my own barrel and I set my own stuff up. And
Okay.
I'll never be able to duplicate it.
Okay.
One batch might be really good. Some batch might be worth the shit.
So you want to give out your phone number so people can get you orders?
No, I'm not. I don't take that. If you're my friends, it's free. If I don't know you, get the hell out of here. That's where I'm at.
All right. I'm gonna go.
Ricky, I take back everything I said. You guys, old people are amazing. You know way more than me.
You did that.
Somebody wants a free. I'm going to send you.
It's not that.
Steph, I'm going to send you a free can of PBR.
Yeah, well,
It'll go down the same way.
Send that to Matt.
Yeah.
No,
If I were to address that question,
you are going to address that question. I'll go to you next.
A little bit smaller. I would go a little bit smaller. And I mean, I've had several surprise me, but it would almost have to be Garrison Brothers on a closer to national scale, a very regional scale. It would have to be, and Garrison Brothers, just because I love the flavor of their stuff. But he's doing a really good job. He was in marketing or something before on a major corporation, so he knows how to do that kind of stuff. On a smaller scale than that, that's run by a guy that has a full-time day job in addition to running his distillery, I would have to go with Detley because they make some really interesting, phenomenal stuff, and he makes it to his taste. He doesn't care if you like it or not. If he likes it, he's making it. If he doesn't, that's fine. And if you don't like it, screw you. And if I'm going totally local, probably one y'all have never heard of, which is, oh, dang, I can see the bottle. I can see 3 of their bottles. I can't call the name of it. It's in Jacksonville. I'll have to look it up. But just a little tiny spot in Jackson. Or no, Kings Family Distillery in Sevierville. They've really surprised me with their stuff.
Okay.
And Matt will tell you how much he loves almost all their stuff.
All right. And then John, what craft distillery has surprised you the most?
Well, buddy, we were there. Koval.
You like that millet?
The millet is interesting. That 3-pack we did, this wheat we did, I've got
That wheat is really good.
their Thresh and Winnow
Yeah.
series, which is more of like their, allocated annual release.
Yeah, they're premium.
They're premium, correct, Randy. It's solid. You can drink it by itself, you can mix it, and truthfully, they are really good mixing. Making old fashions with their wheated, for me, has been wonderful. But yeah, and I mean, that's not biased at all because Koval's in Chicago, but they have been very surprising for sure.
All right. How about you, Walker?
Honestly, since I've tasted Buzzard's Roost, most of the products that I've had from them, including one that got left behind more or less after one of the bourbon festivals, there was a bottle that was still being proliferated in Bardstown that they had that was a toasted oak, and it was amazing. I have this single barrel that you have that several folks in this podcast have that was local to me at Fort Knox. So Buzzard's Roost for me probably, and then I have several other favorites, of course, but I think that was probably the most surprising.
All right. So, Knobs, what's the most? What's yours? Obviously.
I really only have one, and that's Ironfish.
I mean, but it was surprising. I mean,
it is, and you know what? We tried it. What was that? A year and a half ago?
were we
Was that podcast that we did with them?
with them?
Yeah, a year and a half ago, and even just in a year
Well,
and a half.
The podcast was last August. It was actually
so a year.
Yeah.
But even since then, because we gotta try a lot of their stuff early. The stuff they're putting on the shelves right now is quality, good tasting, and I even got the what did I get? The Riverbed. The Riverbed is amazing. That bottle that came out from them that I got independent from you.
Yeah.
I bought it myself, which means a lot because I only have maybe 3 bottles in this collection that I have.
So in other words, when you go there and you're like, what should I get? And then I Venmo you the money, that's still purchasing yourself?
You Venmo me the money for the knob. I paid for the...
All right.
Yes.
We'll go
Yes.
we'll go off of okay.
You can't go right now, and especially because we just tasted their heirloom, their 10-year anniversary heirloom bottles. I mean, this is just fantastic.
Well, their weeded
weeded.
I mean, it's just the weeded heirloom, and I took it. It's I mean, it's on the level, and it's through the club, Randy. And this, when you come for the tasting, you're gonna do this. It has a pappy caramel to it. I mean, it is good. I took the better of the 2 bottles because I was
well, you know what though?
we got the third one coming.
I'll be able to try the third one, and I'm taking off work for the third one because I only work weekends. I'm a stay-at-home dad. Taking off work for the third release, going to the party, and I'll report back on how it is.
Okay.
They give you a taste without opening your own bottle. They open
How about you, Kirk?
Oh, as far as the crafts,
What's the most surprising to you?
ooh, that's really tough. High West, Still Austin, Garrison. They're all putting out some amazing stuff. I know High West, when they first, we're talking High West 5 years ago. I've got a Prisoner Share bottle here that is just incredible. Very, very good. But that was finished off in red blended wine barrels. A lot of the stuff that's
tell me
coming out
where
of
the
Texas
key is.
What's that, Randy?
Just tell me where the key is. We're still coming. We already got our tickets. Just
Still Austin out some good stuff. There's so many out there that's, as a state as a whole, Texas is really surprising me in a lot of ways. Texas is surprising me in a lot of ways. Is that fair?
Totally.
Yeah.
I've got two. I've got.
Oh shit! I forgot about Freight Ranch.
Yeah.
Freight Ranch is freaking killing it. I can't find it when I'm here, but anytime I'm going over to California or something like that, which that's a whole nother story. But anyway, if I can buy the Freight Ranch, the barrel picks, the rye or whatever, shit, I get them home and I drink one a week, and then they're gone. They're that
I
good.
get that. We get them here if you need some. Tiny, what about?
Yeah.
What did you think? And I just thought of this one. What did you think about George Washington? Speaking of craft distilleries or small ones, George Washington's distillery.
I really love George Washington's distillery, except for the fact that it's in disarray. So,
the whiskey, once it's on the shelf, it's not in disarray anymore.
Well, now it is. I mean, it's just in disarray for now. The stuff that Steve Bashir was producing is fantastic, and they stay true to the craft. I mean, we're talking about they have ways of pulling the water source the way it was done by George Washington out of the river and back into the river. I mean, everything is set up there as far as frontier or colonial whiskey making is at what it was doing. Even the grist mill is run. They rebuilt it exactly how it was. It's amazing to watch what kind of engineering was available in the the late 1700s and how much of it's transferred into what we do. And there's certain things that they do and how they did it, but as far as what they're doing now, I pretty much was disappointed in the fact that they are in this state of where they've gone 10 years of running, and then all of a sudden it's just been all blown up over bookkeeping. Anyways, that's beside the point. So I do.
I haven't met O'Sheen. O'Sheen, I'm Randy Ford. Nice to meet you.
Well,
nice to meet you, Randy.
So, O'Sheen, so you're associated with Bard Distillery?
Bard Distilling?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Where?
Barton?
Where do you don't have any ties to a distillery?
No, I'm a home distiller, but
okay.
Yeah, so that's really it. I mean, I've kind of watched a lot of Alan Bishop stuff, and I've talked with him for a little while now. But that's as far as I go, as far as being involved in the business. So
okay,
awesome.
Where are you located?
I'm in Iowa.
In Iowa, okay, cool, nice.
You can hear the corn grow there. I love it.
Yeah, and as an answer to your question about craft distilleries, there's one here in Iowa that makes really good product. It's Lonely Oak Distillery, but their bourbon is called Steeple Ridge.
Okay.
And it's fantastic. It's one of my favorites. As far as like a bigger scale, something not as local. My favorite personally is the Ben Holiday Soft Red Wheat Rick House Proof, Missouri.
Yeah, out of Weston, Missouri. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't have that one here.
Oh, Shane, do you like the Cedar Ridge at all?
They're all right. I'm not a big fan of their stuff. I'm just more like I like the more rye heavy things. Personally.
Oh, he's a man after my own heart.
I hear you on that, buddy.
Okay, that's awesome.
Jeff, I joined late.
Thank you for joining us.
What was that, John?
I said I joined late. I apologize.
No,
You guys were getting going. Did you talk about Thornton Distilling at all?
no, we were talking and we were going and we were having some good conversations that was upsetting Ricky, and then
Well, it wasn't like it was upsetting. I was like, you know what? I can have the same conversation with my kids upstairs. That's why I come down here and talk to some men.
I'm talking. That's.
And I was like, all right, here we go.
But Ricky, you have your kids upstairs. My kid's in Michigan, so I was just having the conversation with him in Michigan.
I understand.
Yeah.
My kid's out on the ocean. My kid's out on the ocean protecting our country somewhere.
Somewhere.
It's all great. I mean, the reason that we even started to drink and well, is to put up with our wives from years and years before, and you know, we're going to talk about and Tiny, I want to tell you, you said this earlier today, and it really hit into me. Your mind's going to change when you turn 25. It changes, and when you turn from when you're 18 and 25 and then 32 and then when you're somewhere around getting close to that 40 mark. That's why I've been married 4 times, and you know, and each one's different. And you know, it's just I'm just going to say it's just like whiskey. And you say I don't drink whiskey, you'll drink the rock gut cheapest shit you can, because you know what, that last one was tough.
And the one before that too.
You know, I'll give you, like, for me,
y'all are sitting there talking crap. My wife of 37 plus years is sitting beside me listening.
For me, Ricky, my wife evolved with me. So yes, it changed, but she evolved along the way. So there was the 20, the 18 you heard, the 20, the 30, the 40, the 50, and now we're into the 60. And you know,
Ricky, you just gotta stop bottling them so early.
No. Here's the bottom line, and this is where I'm going.
Gotta let them age.
Any story to drink whiskey is a good story.
yes.
Just drink whiskey. That's all whiskey is a story.
So this year,
whatever it takes. After the third shot, hell, it don't matter. Just keep going on.
So this year, my surprise distillery was Bard.
You can't keep talking after that. Let us all compose ourselves.
Where is Bard?
It's outside of Bardstown, about 35 minutes, but I think they just put a tasting room in Bardstown from what I can tell. But they do this, so I've been told to go out there. I haven't. But
what's their brand called?
The Cinder Block, but it's called Bard. Cinder and Smoke. Thank you. And it's actually called Bard, right,
okay.
Walker?
Yes.
And I did not expect. I was gifted at the end of the Kentucky Bourbon Festival last year, and Cinder and Smoke was given to me, and it is one of the really good bourbons I've had. It was and when it comes to surprising, since I hadn't put much time and effort into that brand and kind of knew about it, because everybody knows Kim Bard. The Bard family has, it's their name, and they've taken that to a level of, up to a level of bringing back that brand, and they've done a fantastic job. So that one was the most surprising to me. All right, so I'm going to put it around one more. I got one more question. I got to decide. So, who does, from the craft distilleries that you've done, who does the best bourbon trail, bourbon fan experience from craft distilleries that you've been to? I'll start with you, Kirk.
I have no idea, guys. I haven't been in a distillery out in the state of Montana.
So I'm going to tell you this, Kirk. when you do come, it's going to be an extravaganza of distillery experiences that we'll put together that year that you come.
I saw that you had 2 more tickets left. I was kind of like, I think they'll notice if I leave work this year. But I will definitely be there next year with either my wife or one of my boys.
You gotta admit,
or if you're just selling outright tickets, I'll probably fill up half the bus, to be honest with you.
you got, well,
You have tickets too. 2 more tickets too.
the bus tour, I got 2 left.
Oh, okay. Because I may be able to change my schedule.
Well, I got one guy get. I could have just one left. Were you? That's all you would need, right?
Correct.
Okay. So what did I just pour? I gotta remember. I'll have to go back and look because I don't know. But the caramel.
I'd love to get some distilleries and things like that. I just read about it. I keep going on these exotic palm trees and freaking fish things and all that stuff in Europe. And well, I'm getting at the age now, Seth, where it's like, you know what? I want to spend my dollar and go to a distillery and then go across the street and eat barbecue. And then hang out with my Scotchy Bourbon boy buddies.
There's nothing better than some bourbon and barbecue.
Well, he just did that with me. And one of the great things about the craft distilleries and the distilleries is they've all. So there's any distillery that's worth a shit is competing in the distillery bathroom competition. Because distilleries have the most phenomenal bathrooms on the planet. You walk in, they got. I mean, you go into Woodford Reserve, and there's basically original artwork hanging on the walls in the bathroom.
So,
like
Ironfish, though, I want to do this is important. Has the 2 bathrooms in the main place.
Mm-hmm.
But when you're taking the tour, it's the single fruit fly. You've seen it like 9 times now. Walk by. When you're taking the tour and whatnot, they have an outdoor bathroom that is phenomenal, way better than the indoor restaurant bathroom. And it is true. There is nothing better than having a tour of the facility and then going and using that bathroom.
Well, I can tell you, as far as bathrooms, the best place I ever pissed was the Hofbrauhaus because that's where the Nazi party started. And we whooped the shit out of them guys. I could piss in his house. Otherwise, another one would be when you got 6 inches of ice on the bottom, Walker. When you get 6 inches of ice on the bottom of a trough, that's pretty freaking nice. That's pretty awesome.
That would be Wrigley Field. They basically have troughs with ice in them. Yep. But anyways, but I will tell you that seriously, me and my wife about 5 years ago, we would be doing we go about and we were doing tours through Kentucky and whatever. And I'm like, she'd be like, I got to go to the bathroom. And we'd find some crappy ass gas station or fast food to go. And I just said to her, I said, I'm like, from now on, it's a distillery. That's where we're stopping for bathrooms. And so all of a sudden, we're driving along and we're driving through Frankfurt. And I'm like, I got to go. And it's like, we're stopping at Buffalo Trace. Not only that, but the gifts at the gift shops are so much better than at the gas station.
I'm the same, not distilleries, but I'm not using the public restroom if I don't have to.
But I'm telling you, distilleries, Kirk.
To college, I'll go to a hospital, I'll go to a clinic and act like I'm there for something, and then this is nice.
Every distillery wants to one up, and every distillery is top of the line, plumbing, smell, everything. It's like they are all in a goddamn competition. They seriously are.
Dude, I never dreamed on this group of guys or gentlemen here that we'd be talking about which distillery was the best to go shit on. That's all I'm gonna say. And
woo!
There ain't nothing like a pine tree in the back, man. That's good.
It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool that's where we went to, and I'm glad we got to this point in our relationship with all you guys. Cheers.
Yep. Cheers.
To you all. And cheers. Good deal. Cheers.
Yeah.
I'm reminded of
all right.
places in Vegas,
So-
we'll give you chiclets, put cologne on you, and freaking straighten out your suit if you need to, or whatever you're going to.
There's some of them, I swear to God, they got that. But anyways, so what is the best, Ricky? What's the best experience you've ever had at a distillery as far as the whole phenomenal aspect, or is it just okay?
It was a Southern Distillery. I went in there and I was meeting them down there in Statesville, North Carolina. And I show up and I had my dates off. And then I realized these people, some of them knew, I act like I sort of run it. I started working with them on the mash bill and everything else. And it didn't take them long to realize that who is this dumbass? And that was a great experience. I hope nobody got fired. I probably should have, but it was.
I missed that. Were you talking about Southern Star?
I love Southern Star.
Because I had to step out to the bathroom. Sorry about that. I missed your comment.
Yes, they just.
Was it a distillery bathroom?
Every time I drive to Charlotte, I stop by there and have them make me a cocktail, and I love what they got. They were Southern Star was one of the companies that really helped get us off on our feet, and
I've got their 15-year-old. It's really good.
Yes, they're good folks. I was looking for a bottle, and I realized that I threw a little banger there the last week or two since the 4th of July. Hell, I didn't drink them all. So anyhow, it's time for another trip to the old Kakalaki.
All right.
I had a friend stop by and gave me this one, which was kind of nice. I enjoy it.
That's nice.
Thanks, Randy.
So John, who has the best distillery? You said Koval. That's your best surprising? Is that the best experience, or do you think?
No, the one we just did Sunday, buddy.
Thornton?
That was badass. I love so. And here's the thing for everybody watching and listening: that if you're ever in Illinois on the Indiana border, go to Thornton. Check them out. They have Prohibition era history, and when we went down into that, that I guess it was a limestone cellar, right? Basically, and that's where they bring up all the water, and
the spring
piped 12 to 1,500 feet, and it's all clean and clear. They don't have to purify it a whole hell of a lot like you would with city stuff to get rid of chlorine and whatnot. And to listen to the stories behind Prohibition, Capone. They found that 32 caliber Colt automatic in the limestone, which was all part of that Prohibition era. That in itself, it's super small, and they're putting out great stuff. But you get to go on this small ass tour for about roughly 45 minutes, and they bring you the history of Native Americans in the area, the trees that point to the distillery, the Capone and his guys. When the state police were coming to check things out, they sound an air raid siren. Everybody booked 3 miles across the border in Indiana. They couldn't catch you. So there's a whole lot of history behind that, and that is one hell of a tour. And for a small distillery, they're kicking ass.
I just wish we could have went and thieved from some barrels in the metal garages.
Next time.
Yeah. It's just like Ari said, next time through he'll do it. So that was pretty cool.
Good guys. So that was cool, and I haven't been to a lot
Well, it sounds like
Montana, but it's cool as shit.
Pretty soon.
Oh man,
well, I need to throw something in. There's a huge difference. I'm somehow lost. Can y'all see me?
Nope.
No.
No.
I've got my Scotchy Bourbon Boys Crystal Glencairn with me.
And you're coming for the decanter on the 8th.
There is. You need to call me. We need to talk about that. Yes. There is a difference, a very distinct difference between going to visit a distillery and going to do a pick at a distillery.
No, for sure.
And the way that they treat you. depending on which one you're doing.
Right.
Oh, that.
Well,
I
a
can
pick,
imagine.
but a pick a lot of times is the distillery pick is like back into the back room. I mean, you do some of them, like for instance, New Riff gives you a pretty good tour.
Right.
But at the same time, I've
But so
done
does Jack Daniels.
but I've done picks at like Heaven Hill, and it had nothing to do with the tour. All we did is walk to the Rick House with Connor O'Driscoll, and then we did the pick. And when we went back into the gift shop, I had somebody come up and want to take a picture with me so they could send it to their son, while Connor O'Driscoll was standing next to me. Like they had no idea who the master distiller was, but they knew who I was. So that was a really cool experience, but that had nothing to do with the distillery experience. I mean, the distillery experience for me is what different places and what they present. I mean, I've had some amazing experiences. One, but I will say that Whiskey Thief experience on the tour, if anybody can get there, it's unlike any experience. You're basically, a lot of times you go there and you have your tour people and you go with them, and you really, each person is with their group, and you go through and you taste and you're all separate. But at Whiskey Thief, you go there and you basically all become part of a family reunion, no matter who's there. There's
Right.
music going on. People are sitting around. They're all getting thiefed. You can go back for a little bit more. Then you can fill your own bottle. But it's like, then you start talking to everybody. You meet so many different people from so many different places, and everybody just kind of relaxes. So that experience is unlike any experience on the tour. I'm always talking with Walter, and he sometimes is like, he's the first guy to have everybody thieving from barrels, and now almost every place you go, you can have that experience or fill your own bottle or whatever. But at the same time, nobody's matched the basic
Yeah. Well,
get together that happens there.
if I'm looking at, I look from two different angles. If I look from the angle of just going and not doing a pick and just spending quality time hanging out with David at Glens Creek, and the way he opens up, and as kind as he is, and as much as experiences he shares, and as much as he listens to and shares with your experiences, that's probably one of the neatest things that I've done as far as hanging out at a distillery without being there on a pick.
I mean,
as far as the pick, probably, I mean, I really like going to Seth down at Detling, but as far as being a beautiful place to go, hanging out and getting a picture, and so I say, "Who's that guy with us?" His name's Rob Samuels. He has something to do with this little distillery here. But on Maker's Mark is just, we had a phenomenal time there, and they really accommodated us with the situation that was less than ideal. They made it work, and you could tell it was important to them to make it work, and they made us feel very special. And their campus is beautiful.
Well,
how often do you get to do
there for a pick or not?
How often, what, Walker?
How often do you get to do a pick in a lake house? That was special.
Yeah,
too.
that was too. But I mean, one of the cool things was we were there with Rob first. So from my standpoint, and Walker's going to go next. From my standpoint as a podcaster, I've done so many more walk into the distillery, hang out with the owner, and have nothing to do with a pick, but it has nothing to do with for instance, the one with Amanda Walker that we did prior to, Rob.
Yeah.
That was amazing in itself. And then they sent us on a bus tour. So right now we went to Michter's, It was me, CT, and Super Nash, and we were down there, and we got to do a podcast with Dan McKee at the main distillery. He gave us a little bit of a tour, and then we went in, and then I got to meet Joe Magliano and Amanda. No, not Amanda. Right? What? No. Why am I having a problem? Is it?
It happens. It's an age thing.
Come on, Walker.
Yeah, you're getting older.
Walker, who's
You know, have a white
Whiskey
claw.
thing.
Are you there, Walker?
Yeah, I'm here.
Who's the blender at Michter's?
Oh, Dan McKee.
No, he's the master distiller. We're talking.
The lady.
Give me 1 second.
The blonde gal?
No.
Oh my God! Why am I having a mental block? Andrea Wilson. Andrea Wilson. But then we got to meet her and so Joe, and then they sent us over to Fort Nelson and gave us full out treatment, open everything at the bar. Gave us, we got to bottle our own, any kind of swag we wanted, covered. I mean, there's nothing like that, but that's not something that somebody like anybody can get. So I'm always looking at what Whiskey Thief you get. That, I mean, you're talking what every time you go, you get that. Everybody gets that. So that's really cool.
Yeah, they're very involved.
And yes. So, but then, I would say what you were, overall, it's just like every time I walk into a different place, I get these great experiences, and that's what I'm in for. And it's not just about the experience of what's going on, it's the people you're having it with. It's all about the people. And that really comes down to, I mean, you go, I can't wait. I want to get to see Amin's new place. I haven't seen it. I mean, there's so many different things that, and then I get invited to so many, but I will tell you that what's happening at Middle West Spirits and Ryan's access of what he's given me and what's happening there, I can't wait till that tour hits, because when you're a part of something like Middle West Spirits and they build an 86,000 square foot distillery in Ohio and you're part of it from the ground up and covering it, it's just, there's nothing like it. You know what I mean? It's really kind of cool. Same thing, Ricky, with you and starting the cooperage and everything and being a part of that. I mean, there's nothing, as it goes and everything, it's something that you'll never forget, right?
Oh yeah, or the burn in your ass, you won't forget either. I'm just gonna say that. But yeah, yep.
I love that, Tiny. If I can interject just 30 seconds here. The nice bathrooms, the whatever, the Scotchy Bourbon boys. I love bourbons. I love Scotch. I love almost everything for what they're supposed to be. If I go in and have to pee in a European porta potty, but I taste something amazing, there's a story behind that too, and I love that too, kind of thing. And I know you do too, Tiny, because you're uncut and unfiltered.
Yeah.
So sometimes the best stuff is the stuff that you just didn't anticipate.
I will tell you though, now that on the bus tour, I'm securing a 1960 I.W. Harper bottled in bond bottle that we will be tasting on there. And I was doing that today, and it is cherry red. I mean,
That taste is right there, buddy.
I mean, Brad got 39 bottles, and there's only one left.
Oh, Brad Bonds, man, you guys.
This year?
This year. Yep, it's on the bus tour.
Well,
I have to
Turkey
jump
better
off
have
here.
something good for us next year.
What?
I will.
So
I have to jump off, guys. But,
okay.
It's always a pleasure to be with fellow whiskey bourbon drinkers, and Seth. I want you to know, I was like, you pissed me off. I had to walk off. And
Ain't no thing.
have to take a leak, and I came back and I said, "Who's this guy think he is?" And when I realized through with it, I think it's great. It's great it's what our world's about, and that's why everything we have as far as in whiskey and all of your distilleries, I mean, all your main distillers and stuff come through. Production's low. Everything's going down because, again, everybody wants to smoke weed, vape it, pop a pill, and they don't want to pay what restaurants are charging for a mixed drink when it shouldn't cost you $18 for an old fashioned.
Damn right.
I mean, and when you start doing that with the economy and the jobs, this industry is going to continue to have that same effect. And I like that, but I'm not drinking no fucking White Claw. I'm just going to tell you right off.
No one's forcing you to.
No, I don't give a damn. It just been there. I'll not turn into Catholic. You never know, and we'll see what happens.
They have better bourbon and whiskey. I'll tell you that, Ricky.
Yeah. Well, that's what I like. I was always born to Baptist. And
Southern Baptist?
And this is how bad things were in that time. Now, we've started speaking to each other in the liquor store. Catholics, we always talk. I mean, it was always good. Always a through. So you just never know how it's going to work.
Ricky, which aisle makes
Ricky,
the conversation?
Ricky, just real quick. I was in Chicago last weekend visiting John with Matt Leisen, and Matt Leisen's a beer guy. And the whiskey people abandoned me. No one showed. I was there by myself with John and Matt, and they kind of like beers. So I was doing the beer thing. Matt's like, is this too bad? Are we over? And I made him drink it. I took him. We did what was it?
Malort and Pabst.
No. We're talking about, we went to the not Grey Goose, but the Goose Island, and we went to Moore Brewery, and at both places they have all this craft stuff, okay? And I haven't drank beer as a premier alcohol in a day in over 20 years because beer fills me up. But I'm like, okay, when in Rome, do as the Romans do, right? So we're drinking beer,
drinking wine,
and then I'm just sitting there going, I was in Chicago, not actually in Rome. It was just a whatever. And they drink beer there, but I had chewy vanilla, which is like, when is beer chewy? And then we were taking all these samples, and then
cigarette butts in it gets a little chewy.
No cigarette butts.
No.
He had some straw at the bottom of that glass.
But at the same time, I realized why I don't drink beer, because a beer buzz is basically soft and dull. I mean, it's just dull, and it's just like a whiskey buzz is hard and sharp, where it's a focus thing, where beer is it's a relaxed and dull buzz. Anyways, I'm sitting there, I'm doing it the whole day. And so in the end, we're coming back from the hotel to go back to John's house after we checked into the hotel. And there's a corner dive bar called Sully's, right? And I'm like, Matt, you're in Chicago and we've been drinking craft beers all day. They had an old style sign up there. So we walk in, we sit down, and he goes, what are we getting? I'm like, they didn't have old style. The sign was so old that they didn't have old style on tap, but they had Pabst Blue Ribbon. So we poured a Pabst Blue Ribbon, and he hates yellow beer. Matt hates it. And I made that motherfucker drink it. I mean, he made me drink all those other craft beers. I'm like, you are drinking this. This is what we do. This is what we do in Milwaukee and Chicago. We drink yellow beer.
Yeah.
And then she convinces him to have Malort, and he liked it. And who the fuck likes Malort?
Not many people.
Oh my God. So I just wanted to tell you that's what I went through.
Who
That was
Well, when you
Who
was
the hell
explaining
likes
that,
Malort?
when you
Matt.
was explaining that,
People do punishments of taking a shot of Malort.
oh God.
Yeah.
oh,
Thank you, Ted.
I went
Did-
to Bristol Drag Track one weekend with a bunch of guys, and I was very hard on whiskey, and I was like, "So hey, we got to buy some beer." So I decided to stop down there in Bristol and bought me 2 30-packs of PBR. And the next day, I thought, what in the hell have you done with your life? But anyway,
You just gave yourself a colonoscopy.
yeah, well, I want to tell you, it just goes to show when you drink good bourbon, sometimes you don't make right decisions. Now I'm getting back into my marital shit again. But anyway, I don't want to. We done went down that road.
Ricky, how far are you from my office?
I'm not sure. I'm in Lewisburg, West Virginia.
My office is 10 minutes from Bristol Motor Speedway.
Oh my God! I grew up in Damascus, Virginia.
Well, my office is in Bluntville.
Oh, I know that.
Damn.
I ran 3 sawmills around you down there back in the day.
Oh, okay. Well, I used to drink PBR because I got it for a 16-ounce can.
Can anybody answer this?
It's worth a quarter.
PBR because I would give a can of beer to a girl to show me her boobies, and that's how it worked out for me.
That's how you got married, right? She finally showed them to you.
Married 4 times.
I don't know. No, that wasn't the first one. No, she was a Bud Light girl. She wasn't a PBR girl. And,
Well, I do not know what's happened, but I don't see any of you guys on here. I can hear y'all.
We can hear you, but we don't see Randy. Your camera's off.
Whisker biscuit, bearded clam, hair
Well, my
pie,
camera shouldn't affect whether I can see you or not.
Oh, I'm telling you, we don't see you.
This podcast is going #1.
we're really Mount.
Is Walker still on? Hold on.
Oh my! I swear to God, Randy, you always talk so smart, but when it comes to this technology shit, it fucks you up.
Well, I'm on the phone. I'm doing it on my phone.
What? Okay.
Not on my computer.
I do. We're on
And
YouTube on my phone.
Every time I've got it set for like hover over and it'll move. So if I get anywhere near the button, it backs my ass up and gets me out of it. So I'm gonna leave and come back in because I see Seth's still in there. Hey, Seth, you've been awfully quiet.
Sorry.
He's just listening to the old men.
I'm listening. Yeah.
You're learning,
but he's learning.
It's like the 2 Muppets talking. It's really entertaining.
Yeah.
No, not Bert. The 2 old, the critiques.
Dudes in the balcony.
Yep, the old dudes in the
Seth, there's only one of us on here that can remember when the Muppets actually came out. We're alive when the Muppets first came out.
Muppets right now.
I saw
they first came out.
I saw the first Sesame Street. It was 4.
No, double check that. I thought it was 1962.
No, it was 1968.
I think
Really?
Yosemite Sam drank
3
bourbon.
years.
I think the Sesame Street drank brandy.
All right, guys, really quick. The bourbon boom may be cooling, but the passion isn't. The future belongs to distilleries making great whiskeys, telling authentic stories, and building real relationships with their fans. That's why we love visiting craft distilleries, bringing their stories to you, and helping shine a spotlight on the people, the bottles behind the people behind the bottles. If you love whiskey, this isn't the end of the golden age. It's the beginning of a more thoughtful one. Drink less, drink better, support the makers you believe in, and as always, Cheers
see all you
from the
guys.
Scotchy Bourbon Boys.
But I can't hear you.
All right, guys, here it comes.
Can y'all hear me? Walker, can you hear me?
You're good.
All right.
I can't hear y'all. I'm gonna come back again.
We can hear you, Randy.
All right, guys. Remember, good bourbon equals good whiskey and good times. Make sure you don't drink and drive, drink responsibly, and live your life uncut and unfiltered. And here we go with our AI theme song.
Take us out.
Randy's kind of impeccable.
He'll come in. He's on two. He's trying to come in on two devices. 4.
Yeah, how can you do 2 devices if you only got one phone?
You see me now?
The choice is yours, how you
Yeah.
play it out when you walk through that door.
What's the schedule for the show? I'd like to catch the next one.
Tuesdays and Thursdays.
One drink, one pour. That's what the Scotchy Bourbon Boys got in store.
I'm on 3 times.
Tuesdays, Thursdays, come pull up a seat. We'll taste through the whiskey
On the rocks of need.
Bourbon Scotch or a good old ride. Japanese, Irish, yeah, we'll tell you why. So wherever you're sipping, near or far, tune in with us from your home or your car. One bottle, one drink, one pour. That's the podcast you've been looking for.
All right. We'll stop that. Stop that. Stop that. All right. So this ironfish,
So how am I on here 3 times?
you never closed out. Now you're down to 2, but the one, it's, yeah, that's why it wasn't working.
Yeah.
I'm
Hey,
still
hold
waiting
on.
for my chance to answer your question.
Yeah. Hey, Oshin. So the podcast is Tuesdays and Thursdays typically, so it would be 7:30 our time. Jeff usually hops on a little after 7 Central Time. So I know you'd ask that question.
Yep.
Sounds good. Thanks.
You bet,
You're
buddy.
welcome.
No worries.
Thanks for coming on.
Yeah.
Thanks for
appreciate you
watching.
joining us.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
It was a pleasure to meet you.
Yeah, it's
Randy,
you know,
you're going to be famous in the next week.
And Oshin, we're a little crazy, so this is not the use, but Jeff let us on
I'm
really
infamous.
early. We got carried away, which is okay. It's fine.
Yeah, we're usually more rowdy.
I apologize. I apologize for my conversation because I'm not here all the time. But when I am, I try to make it a footprint.
Yeah,
That's all I got to say about that.
Yeah, you left your mark in the concrete, Ricky. It's all good, man. It's beautiful.
Oh, yeah.
It's all fun.
I'm still trying to answer my friend's question. I'm just waiting my turn.
That was like 35 minutes ago, right?
I know. I guess my time has passed because I was polite.
So what's
Which friend?
The answer to the question I was first asked was going to be, which craft distiller experience did I like the best? And it's probably a tie between Peerless and Town Branch, because Town Branch is almost a cheat since I went with my friends because I think they treated us so well. That was an incredible experience. Peerless I liked not only because I liked the whiskey, but because it was an incredible experience each time I went there. It was similar to a couple of places that most of us like to frequent, and then I got to do a tasting right after the tour, and then I got to buy bottles in the gift shop. So really enjoyed doing that. And of course, being a veteran, I was able to do one of the experiences for free, and that was an incredible experience. And then one of the next times I went there was for a release, and I got to have Corky sign a bottle, so that was pretty awesome. And then of course, Town Branch just treated us so well. I'm purposefully excluding one of my favorites because I have a positive bias for a certain brand that likes to dip their bottles in wax, and that would not be fair to answer this question. But Tony,
That's all right. I covered them for you.
yeah. and I agreed 100%. I don't think I could have said it any better than you did, Randy. Tiny, to further answer the question, in terms of the larger distilleries, it's also partly a two-way split because I had such a great experience at Bardstown. One of the mornings that I went there, it was so cold, they let us to go inside for the check-in, and then, of course, they had a fireplace inside, which is a little bit of a sort of retro future or whatever you want to call it. It's a gas fireplace. So then I got to go out in the rick house when it was cold, and I'll tell you, gentlemen, that tasted like candy when you're tasting, and when it's that cold and it's condensed like that, it was like candy. It was wonderful. And then they let us go in the tasting bar there. They weren't supposed to do that, and it was lovely. I got to stay for lunch. That was one of my best distillery experiences. And I can't stop, or I can't end that without saying that Heaven Hill has been a great experience every time I've gone, and I've met some of my great friends there, including Randy.
Well,
amen to that one, brother.
I mean, you can't forget the experience that we were getting
Yeah. And it was
on the bus tours.
Yeah.
I mean, the bus tour.
The town branch is good.
Yeah.
I want to share one.
Go ahead.
One thing that I've noticed, I've gone to visit some what I would call micro distilleries. I mean, little bitty things in the southwest corner of Virginia that you never axe handle. How many of y'all know axe handle? That's my point.
In my hand, but I've never.
Yeah, I do. Yep.
Who pointed at it? Ricky?
Yep, I know where you're at.
Okay. And they just, you tell them that you're a whiskey guy or you worked with a distillery or whatever, and they just bend over backwards and treat you like a king. And a lot of those little tiny ones will do that.
They all do it.
And of course,
I've done it.
Because they don't know who they're running into.
I mean, I walked into Middle West Spirits before they even broke ground on their new distillery, and it was a Saturday morning, and I was tasting. I started out tasting at the cash register in the lobby outside their service bar restaurant, and where the bar was. Okay. And they had some stuff, and they were putting it right there on the counter with the cash register where you check out for a gift shop and everything. And I gave the girl my card, and she was pouring us some stuff. And it was just me and Roxy. I didn't have any scheduled time. She took the card back to the distillery manager. He saw it was us, came out, basically pulled us off the counter while I'm like, I'm grabbing this glass, and then gives us a
not the average person,
but then gives us a tour. Okay, calls the owner, Ryan Lang, who now owns an 82,000 square foot distillery on his own, and he basically comes down with his wife and 2 kids and gives me a tasting now at the bar where the restaurant
the
is.
rest of us don't have 75 or 80,000 followers. You're in a different category. You're in the asshole category. So
what I'm hearing is, Tiny, as far as craft distillers go, I picked a good one.
Yes.
Yeah. No.
There are lots of good craft distilleries around. There really are.
I mean, I'm just excited that I know that this is an evolution of the podcast, and I'm like, sometimes I don't think how successful I am until I look at somebody like Marianne Eves, who has a really good social media following, and on her YouTube channel, it's 6,500 followers. And I'm like, how do I have 76,000? Or, somebody, but the next step, Kirk, is Cole.
Kirk, I've got that one. I love it. I've got that one. It's really good.
Yeah, I don't have that much. There you go. There's Marianne's stuff.
Yeah, I've got Marianne's on the shelf.
What you're drinking Ricky's got some Bardstown. Hey, Seth, do you got any Bardstown?
Yeah.
Knobs?
I I do not know.
So how are you as far as pours? You got one left in you?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I think I'm at the end. This is my like I did have like what 4?
That's enough.
I had the Green River. Yeah, I had 4. I had one of everything. The Green
Dad,
River,
he
honey,
is 28 years old.
Mizuzaki, Dark
Goddamn.
Arts, and the Heirloom.
Okay. Perfect.
Sorry, I'm just like texting someone.
Yeah, that's okay.
Honestly,
I mean,
for anybody still listening on YouTube, if you haven't tried any of Mary and Eve's stuff, one of her brands that she works with the most is called Forbidden. That's one of her pet projects, her dream projects. She's also worked with the Fannings on
Sweetens Cove.
Sweetens Cove.
Yep. And she's worked with several other brands over the years. So if you haven't followed or tried stuff from Mary and Eve, dude, she's an incredible person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's Walker's whiskey girlfriend.
I think that might be unfair to her husband, but
I said whiskey girlfriend, not her girlfriend.
That might be unfair. But her friend
Are you?
she's got red hairs from my home state, and that might be I don't know. I might not be her type. I don't know.
So one of the cool things on craft distilleries for whatever is
You are her type of one who buys her whiskey.
That's a problem right there, Ricky, with Bardstown.
It off.
I
There.
took the head off.
I'm back. What? All right. And
I'm glad I came on after you started age discrimination and age hating.
You're in a bunch of bullshit.
am I
don't know.
am I locked up or am I good now?
I think you're good.
Let's see.
See you in the next one.
Yeah, we can see you.
Guys.
Cheers, Seth.
All right. Good night. I missed that whole thing. It's my kid.
Well, we saw you, but we could hear you. We couldn't see you.
Yeah.
I just all of a sudden the whole thing locked up. I went out. It went outside of Zoom, came back in, then locked up again, and then he's like, "See ya."
Yeah.
I think my internet got pissed at him.
He said something about going to Scotland without you.
Sure. That one I know is a lie because he don't go anywhere without me because he needs me.
Because you'll pay.
I pay in so many ways.
Yeah.
I've got one of these that O'Sheen mentioned earlier, but I haven't opened it yet, so I'm gonna have to open this.
Oh, that's a badass bottle, right?
Just so you know, that bottle is available. That's one brand I haven't even tasted. It's just like that's another thing, Randy. Like with what I'm doing, there's certain brands I can't. It's just like I get pulled into too many brands at once.
Yeah.
So one of the
Yeah,
so
I've got that brand because I've got that because I'm Distillery.
Geez, that
and
one
I've actually got one called a Merriweather, which is really interesting. It's a distillery only.
We're showing bottles, so I gotta go.
I just broke one bottle in the bunker. I don't know what it is, but I'll bet you it's not $100. It's way above that. I'm trying to find it.
So Walker.
Yes.
You'll appreciate.
I'm sorry I started that shit. I apologize.
Do not apologize. This is fun.
This is what. Why are you apologizing, Ricky? This is what they love to do. You just sparked the love of. Does anybody? Okay, here I'm going to show it to you with my watch.
I just walked my ass upstairs because y'all are pulling that.
If I stand up, do you think I could put it by my crotch?
This is what we call bottle pouring. POUR.
What about this one?
You know, I
had a big day tomorrow, but I just made.
How many cathedrals do you want to see, boys?
I'll worry about
Randy, you got a cathedral?
tomorrow.
Of course, I got a cathedral.
I got a cathedral. Don't I got Cathedral? It's right. No, now that one's
I need a full
the
one.
French oak
There's
one.
the Bardstown. There's the Bardstown.
Where did my Cathedral go? It's somewhere.
Chateau Le Bard.
It's in the church.
Yeah,
Have y'all had this one?
a little bit. I've never owned it.
Have y'all
Have
had
you
this
seen that
one?
Let me see. I'm looking. I'm sorry. I was looking in my calendar or in my.
He was looking at his calendar.
No, I
girls.
don't think. I know. I've not saw that. I have not.
Chateau Le Bard is actually really pretty good.
Tiny, who picked that one?
I can't read it, Tiny. What you'll have to read it. We can't see it.
Yeah.
Do you guys know?
Can you see that signature there,
Galleon?
Walker?
I can now.
So this is Bill Samuel's pick, and this
I've seen that.
and this bottle right here was given to me in 2021. No, 2020 when I met Randy. It was 2020 when I met Randy in September and did our first podcast during the time that that Kentucky Bourbon Festival was canceled. And he brought this to the podcast, signed by Bill Samuels, picked by Bill Samuels.
Oh, that's nice.
Kirk,
That's
you
a
know what?
bottle right there.
Kirk, you know what you and I did the other day?
What?
Well, you remember the bottles you and I swapped?
Yep. You open it? Yeah, you did.
No,
It's a
no,
good
no.
one,
These
isn't
are.
it?
You see that?
Yeah.
Not close enough.
What?
For what they all are.
They're all the same
Oh,
thing.
that's the 250. You got it? Did you get
They're
two
all
or
four
one?
grains?
Do what?
They all 4 grains?
Yeah, no, they're all. I'm sorry, no, they're all 4.
How much was it?
I apologize.
Oh, okay. No, I've got the
We'll
clear.
talk.
It's
Okay.
not close to the 4 grains from years ago.
I got you, brother.
You always
No, but
do.
They say this cured oak's better than the
Thank you.
240. And I got this one yesterday. This is an interesting bottle.
So,
Up a little bit. Up a little bit.
So,
Pull back
Tiny,
a
if
little
that one comes to fruition,
Yeah.
here's I got a couple of these.
Boiler Hill 2.
Yeah.
what one?
Those are beautiful, Kurt.
That's the Cole Hauser one we were talking about.
That's the Lucky K?
That's the batch one. Yeah, that's the first run of them. I've got a couple of them that came in these bags.
Okay.
If you end up doing one, I'll send you one. If they
Kirk, I texted
Okay.
you, man. Send me some, dude.
Yeah. Oh, did I get your address, John?
No, you never texted me back, so I figured you were
I'll
busy.
send you
That's
my
okay.
address, Kurt.
Yeah, I'll send you guys some. I'm hoping Tiny will get some for free.
Did you
I'm not
send
gonna
us
send
back
it to you. I'm gonna
one?
drop it off at your house when I see you next week. That fair?
Me?
Well, what do you got
Oh,
there?
no, you'll be in
Hey,
Chicago
Kirk.
No, you're in Chicago in 2 weeks.
Yeah, Tiny.
So that Russell's 13 from this year?
Haven't had it.
Batch 6 or batch 7?
7.
No, you haven't gotten the Russell's 13 yet?
No, not 6. Not
I have-
7.
I have tried that one, and I just tried the gold foil tonight. Oh my fucking god, is that gold foil ridiculously good?
I'm not a huge fan of that one for some reason.
Oh my
Because
god.
I do not know
because
why.
I know why. Because it's your
Well-
palate. It's just what you like and don't like.
Yeah, it's turkey. That's okay, but like for me, that was the best whiskey I've had this year.
Yeah.
Holy shit, was that good?
Is that the same one? Is that?
I just hate
it's
that
the
rich,
same, yeah.
rich caramel,
Oh,
dessert ice cream flavor. It
Years
just
and ice
sucks so
cream.
bad.
8,
Eight, 9, and 10 year.
that fucking gold foil is ridiculous.
So my 8 is the first one that came out.
You know what, Randy? I'm going to make this statement. He's not here, but this Ironfish Wheated that I got here, that hopefully you get the chance to taste, this heirloom thing, I think it'll probably be the best whiskey you ever tasted in your life. Because it's got the pot still funk.
I love, I like a good wheated, so it may very well.
Yes, but it's got the pot still funk with the,
be. Okay.
but it also has the Pappy Van Winkle 15-year caramel. It's phenomenal. I was letting it sit I let it sit. I poured it and forgot I really poured it. I put some Whiskey Thief in the glass next, and all of a sudden I smell it like 10 minutes later, and there's this rich caramel, like Werther's floating up, and I tasted it. I'm like, what the hell is that? And then all of a sudden I remember that it's the heirloom, and it's like I said, it's got enough pot still funk on it, but then you combine it with that caramel, and it's insane.
Hey, I didn't want to ignore. Oh, Sheen, you still with us?
Yeah.
So you're saying I should take that and pour some pot still in it? It'll be better.
Dude,
Oh,
I
Sheen,
think
how are your allocations? Out
I
there
don't
doing
see
that?
how you don't like Russell's 13, but you like Pappy 15.
You see, it's not opened yet. I've had it. I got other Pappies I like better.
Well,
Hold on. I was asking O'Sheen a question, man. O'Sheen, how are your allocations out by you in Ohio or Iowa?
So all the allocations are actually run through the state, which sounds like a good idea, but it's not because people then they're super allocated, so liquor stores will get them, and people will basically pay people under the table to hold them for them. So
Is Iowa a controlled state then?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all run through like some kind of centralized warehouse.
no one's paying attention.
Not to Iowa.
Central warehouse. We're listening to him.
Iowa runs under the radar.
No, I get it mean that way. I mean, I've been in price-controlled states, and I know where some of the drops are going because I get the list from somebody that works in the state. And it's like, you got 3 of these, where'd they go? And then I see them on a freaking Facebook or secondary.
Yeah.
That doesn't happen. No, that doesn't happen in Ohio. Ohio solved that problem somewhat, but the people who are running it are bourbon people. So the bourbon people have done a really good job in Ohio. It used to be like that in Iowa, but they've just turned it all around. But don't get me wrong. With this, the guy that turned it around, Jim Canepa, he basically, when he
Zoom's sucking, then all of a sudden, what the hell?
You guys don't see me?
No, you're good. Zoom's just sucking all of a sudden a little bit.
I can see you, John.
Yeah, I see it locking up on Facebook. But I will say that what he did it, and then they did it with Ann, and then they sent him to marijuana. Well, if Vivek gets to be the governor this time, I've been hearing rumors Canepa's coming back to bourbon, and I'm just like, not only was I going to vote for Vivek anyways in the first place, but now I'm going to try and get like 50 people to do it so that we get good bourbon shit going again.
Like Chicago?
Get 5,000, get 50,000.
Scotchy Bourbon bus.
Oh, damn it.
We need a towel or a flag. We need a flag.
Yeah.
What do we need?
We need a coin. We need a challenge coin.
Zoom, man?
You want a Scotchy Bourbon Boy flag or a Vivek flag?
No, I want the challenge coin. That would be great.
Scotchy Bourbon Boys challenge coin.
Well, put it this way. I've got coasters and bottle openers coming real soon.
Yeah, but there's something about a challenge coin, and the thing about a challenge coin
What's
is you don't sell it; you give it to people
what?
that deserve it.
I give Crystal Glen Karens to people who deserve it, or allow them. No,
you charge people.
No, I charge outside people, and then inside people I give. Now, Randy, stop. Randy,
am I wrong?
you were
at your bank account.
No, wait, Randy. At the time when that happened, you got to be inside by coming in from the outside. I mean, I'm not saying that whatever, but you're not, you want the world and you want it now. You were like, you probably could have waited, but you still like to support me. So I really appreciate that.
Top shelf, bro. Boom.
Yeah. Supporting is it's like a support, but I mean, there's an aspect of building up. Put it that way. Now, there's not a lot of people who built up. You're just looking in the top left corner up there. That person built up, but otherwise, I don't think there was too many. But you've. I would say you're the best of both worlds for me.
Randy,
Thank you, Randy.
I do love the challenge coin thing. That's what I'll be rolling out. But I'll pay $50 for a challenge coin. But if you really want it exclusive, you never pay for it. You just get it sent to you.
Exactly.
Coins
Exactly.
I got it sent to me. I got it sent to me by Randy Sullivan and his Bourbon Real Talk. They sent it to me with a letter, and now I'm kicked out.
What?
Well, they don't know what a challenge coin's about then.
I mean,
a true challenge coin is because you have done something to Walker, explain it to them.
But you have to understand, I was posting the podcast and then talking to the people exactly the same when I got the challenge coin. And then at one point, as I got bigger, they said that I shouldn't post. People think that they're there for real talk, not for the Scotchy Bourbon Boys.
So they felt threatened.
So then I said I wouldn't post, but every once in a while I made a mistake and then deleted it, off the post, and now I'm kicked out of the group.
Well, Tiny, that's okay, because on the other side of the coin, about 6 weeks ago, there was some conversation on there about, I saw a lot of narcissism and some real weird shit. I freaking blocked his ass. I don't want to be involved with it. It was just a little bit too over the top.
And this is who?
Bourbon Real Talk.
Randy Sullivan.
Okay.
Yeah. But I was gonna answer what Randy was saying. I mean, honestly, what often happens on my side of the house is that people do something extraordinary. They do something excellent.
Yeah.
They do something to serve others, and they get a challenge coin. And that's not the way it is for everybody, and that makes sense. If you're in a certain type of group, you can get a challenge coin for them. That's fine. You buy a certain type of bottle, you get a challenge coin for them. That's awesome. Kurt's hold up an example right there from somebody
so the worst
who knows and cares and some of those other things, and you make a contribution to certain things, and they recognize your contribution.
Well, I got the Four Branches one, but I will tell you, you heard what happened with the Stave and Thief, right, Randy?
Yeah, I did.
So that challenge, they're stopping. I don't know if they're going under, but they're
stopping.
That challenge coin no longer is. They said they might keep the Bourbon Steward Stave and Thief thing going, but they got to see if somebody else wants to take it over.
Gotcha.
I might take that. That sounds like a good thing to take over, honestly. I mean, who do I reach out to?
Moonshine.
I'll just reach out to Whiskey University.
Moonshine University.
That shit, Tiny. Maybe you get some and then you just hand it out exclusive to whoever your Scotchies want to give it out to, because then it really means something, kind of thing.
Well, I will tell you.
Challenge coin. I got a challenge coin from the president of the American Guild Society of Anesthesiology after 13 years of service to them.
Put it this way: the Crystal Glencairn is the challenge coin for the Scotchy Bourbon Boys, and just like Kirk, like you are the king of YouTube. You're the king of our YouTube. You are top shelf. There's nobody like that. I love everything that you do as far as that goes. I appreciate what you do every single freaking podcast. There's a super chat, and I can't believe it. I'm waiting for it to catch on. It hasn't yet. But Randy,
I hit a button one time, it was $499. I'm like, oh shit.
Randy.
You know what though? There's a trade-off there, just like with the challenge coin stuff or whatever. Tiny, I'm just old enough and old school enough that I know better that I'm learning a ton of information off you guys, and I've got a ton of traction out of you guys on your end too. I mean, Greg Schneider, he's going to come out here and visit me.
Great.
and I've got 4 branches just rolling out in 5 different liquor stores in the last 2 days. Some others, but that's if I hadn't ran into you, Tiny, and you, Scotchy Bourbon Boys, that would have never ever happened. And I guarantee you, Greg and I are going to get along freaking splendidly, kind of thing.
Oh, yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
what makes the
Don't
world
count on that
go round.
100%.
Go
Don't
sh-
count on that 100%.
go shoot some shit.
Well, I'll bring out the
He
Baron.
wants to kill shit. That's it. He's a killer.
Okay.
Well, I'm right up his alley because
Well,
there's some good
Kirk,
stuff.
I'm
around
going to
here.
really enjoy this. Kirk, I'm going to really enjoy this and your wife and your dogs while you're off in Chicago and my wife and I are there.
So
You're coming the 10th? You said you were coming the 14th through the 15th.
No, the 10th through the 14th is when our flight goes in on the 10th and leaves out on the 14th.
I might be able to swing it if you're landing in Bozeman to get you over to a dinner or something like that. Maybe
We are definitely landing in Bozeman. We'll be in Bozeman like 2 o'clock in the afternoon on the 10th.
Send me a schedule and I can come get you. I'm trying to change around.
No,
my
I'm gonna
day,
have to.
but
I'm gonna
I've
have
gotta go
to.
I'm going to Pennsylvania.
you're by me.
Chicago.
I'm going to Pennsylvania.
What
now.
part?
Okay.
United Steel.
Pittsburgh?
You know, I had a friend that it was U.S. Steel.
Kirk.
It's probably the same thing now.
Where's United Steel? Pittsburgh?
Pennsylvania.
What part?
Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh is just.
You're only
Don't you know your history?
You're only 2. I said Pittsburgh 3 times and nobody answered. But sure.
We didn't hear you.
But sure, Pittsburgh.
So you do know your history.
So
Good.
you're only 2 hours from me.
That would be cool. Come here, Susie. Say hi to these guys.
I call it Pennsylvania.
Hello there.
Hi.
How are you?
She's my beer gal.
There you go.
My wife and I are going to come visit you in 10 days.
Okay.
20 days.
So then.
No, 16 days.
Woo.
However many days it is, you're welcome.
Well, the more that Randy drinks, the shorter it gets.
It's the 10th. No matter what it is, it's the 10th.
Randy.
Because at this point, I'm scheduled to be in Ohio on the 8th.
Yep.
I'm scheduled to sober up on the 9th and fly out on the 10th out of Columbus.
That's perfect. Now.
Unless something happens with Ohio.
Okay. What's going to happen?
In which case, I'll fly out of Cincinnati.
Randy, let him talk, bro.
So just so you guys know, just like Kirk's the supporter on YouTube, Randy is our best supporter as far as the Crystal Glencairn Club and the Crystal Decanter Club. I mean, that the support that you've given us, Randy, that is so appreciated. And pretty much every single cent that is given to whoever gives us anything goes back into this whole endeavor, whether it's equipment, whether it's glassware, whether it's bourbon, whether it just does, it's all going back to trips, tours, everything. I mean, I guess tours don't cost anything when we do this, but at the same time, so just thank you to Randy and thank you, Kirk, for the support that you guys give us.
For sure. We'll be here for a while. I'm going to stay on the top shelf thing. That'll get me something at some point. Probably a challenge coin. I'll shame you into it about.
Well, it's going to get you for sure. This will be after 3 months of it, which we're getting next month will be that. You get a Crystal Glen and a Scotchy Bourbon Boys t-shirt. Not a Crystal Glen, a regular Glen and a Scotchy Bourbon Boys t-shirt.
I love that.
I think they both need
What about a
jerseys.
Scotchy Bourbon Boys pin? A pin, like you pin, I'm a Shriner, by the way. We all
want a
always hand out
pin.
pins. And that's a lot cheaper because they're only like 5 cents.
Well, I've been handing out refrigerator magnets, which work good, and they're also bottle openers. And then I've also I've got right now.
Who in the hell needs a bottle opener if you drink bourbon?
Already got one. I think I think they need jerseys, Tiny. I think Kirk's is going to say top shelf, and Randy's is going to say whiskey doctor.
Oh,
Yeah, we got
I
to.
like the idea of golf shirts.
Okay.
I like the
Except for
idea
wear
of
one.
whatever
let's
Tiny
do
picks out.
a fantasy football draft, and that would even be better. That way you
Sounds fucking awesome to me. I'm in. Do you want me to set that bitch up? I'll send you an invite to my league this year. I've already got a league that I've just been so damn busy, but I got to set that up for August and September. I got to renew.
2 weeks.
Yeah, I don't do that stuff. I don't know how to do that stuff.
Well, Randy,
I've done it before and I didn't do well.
You're just in Bristol. I'll come down and visit with
Who
you.
has to do well?
Roger Staubach has retired, so.
So down
Who do you cheer for in football, Kirk, out in Montana?
Well, you already know, Green Bay fan.
The Vikes.
I want them to be my pallbearers so they can let me down one last time, the Minnesota Vikings.
It's just like I have to admit though.
My buddies who Detroit Lions feel the same way.
Oh,
Wait,
John,
I'm
I think
sorry. I'm sorry.
John,
I done this shit to Tiny a year or two ago, and I apologize. I did it again. But anyway, I'm sorry.
What?
Yeah, send me a link. We'll set up. I'll set up a football league. Hell, I don't care. I got several.
I enjoy fantasy football, and this year,
is Tiny.
what?
You should actually do a league with your Scotchy guys and then do a trophy thing, and we can all pay in like
I have one of those leagues.
Whatever.
I have the league already. I'll see who's going to renew. Last year, I just renewed everybody, so there's like 3 or 4 people. But Randy Prassy's in it. I'll warn you all. Most of them are Green Bay fans.
Go ahead and give my spot up, Tony.
Give your spot up. I'm not giving it up, Walker.
Walker, you stay in there. You stay in there.
I've got enough spots. So you don't have to give up your spot. Okay.
We don't mind giving it. You're missing the whole point.
No, I love playing Walker. My favorite week of the year is when me and Walker play in fantasy football, man. Walker starts throwing out.
People shit every week.
What?
That's all we're after because we can't do it in our normal lives. We want to do it, then we say, "Hey, you're paying in." And now I'm going to talk shit to you.
I was football and baseball. So I was in a fantasy baseball league since 1986. And then last year I got out of it because I couldn't stand the people in the league anymore. They were just cheating motherfuckers, okay? Just like it's crazy. So I was in a league with one of the guys. He set it up and it was just whatever and it was kind of lame. So this year I was like dealing with I wasn't going to be in a league, so I just signed up for a league online and it changed my life forever. I am so happy I'm in first place. You can change your every day. You can set your lineup for another different lineup. You can put what pitchers you want in when they pitch. Every day you can make changes. The one we had to do it once a week. Now I love fantasy football because you just have to set your roster once a week, so it's perfect.
I think you should, once it gets down into the playoffs or whatever, Tiny, you should do a freaking bracket for NFC, all the brackets with bourbons and whiskeys on a taste-off.
Yeah, which one would be Minnesota?
Probably Russell's Reserve 18-year.
Hey, that's good.
Wait, what was Fran Tarkington's number?
I don't remember.
12 or 14?
I don't remember.
I think it was 7.
Oh no, Elijah Craig 18 years. Sorry.
I was like, what the hell are you talking about?
Yeah.
No, if I was to do a Viking whiskey in the playoffs, I got it right here. Walker would like it, but it still comes down to it.
Okay.
Right
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's the
What
bike.
is it?
There's what do you mean? You can't see that?
It's a
What
buzzard.
is it?
Buzzard's Roost is there's the one for the Vikings in the playoffs right there. Buzzard's Roost.
Well, it's
The label. Or
Tiny, it was-
the medallion.
Tarkenton was number 10.
You're right.
Other way.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
If you spin it, the
Guys,
medallion
I have to get off here now.
There
I
you
should have
go.
been off an hour
That's
ago.
what you said an hour ago, Ricky.
I know it's 11:30 now where I'm at.
It's 11:30 where I'm at. I still have a pour.
30 where I'm at. To
Guys,
sleep well.
It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure, and cheers to drinking
Cheers,
with
brother.
great gentlemen.
Yeah, Ricky, thanks for coming on tonight and giving my kids shit.
I'm not too much
Just so you know, no. My kid, that's him. He is argumentative. It doesn't matter what the fuck we're talking about. He will argue to the death like he knows what the fuck's going on. And I'm just like, what the shit, dude?
Not
I
always.
was tell you when I
You know what?
was listening
He
to-
should have gone